नहीं सकता. Yeah, the lows, 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 boys, yeah, the lows, boys.
You know, me being quite negative on them, they are still
Yeah, the lows,
they are still,
boys.
you know, this team is defined as one of the top teams, if not the top team of America's at various points of time.
The trophies don't lie.
What is up? What is up, chat? Welcome to another stream. Welcome to another stream.
That's just the narrative we got to run with. And
What is up?
you know, you look at that guy right there, Baby Bay. He's going to have a lot on his shoulders here because he's coming into this one with, you know, I would say like a good idea now more than before. When I liked when he had told me before, he was like, hey, they're putting me on, you know, the secondary duelist to support Jog or whatever. And like that worked out for them at that moment. But now they're definitely defaulting to the comfort here, defaulting to that op being in Dre's hand.
Hello, hello.
9 times out of 10.
It does.
What is
really
up,
good,
Whitey
especially
chat?
Last year, it's like you see, he got 31 kills, and I saw
कोई
that
है क्या?
reaction of
कोई
him
नहीं है,
just
कोई
standing
नहीं.
up, saying that is the first time that he
है
gets more
दोस्त.
than 30 kills. I think
मैंने आपको इंस्टा पे DM किया, please read and reply. ठीक है.
The operator is going to be insane, and that is something that he has talked about. Josh or T have talked about, and how, and the reason why they wanted to switch it up a little bit, have him back on the Vice, where he sometimes is also playing with his weapon, and other times with the chamber, where you know exactly what he's going to be doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, now we just wanted to go
10 G2. ये लो
40 for 40.
prediction दे दिया.
You know, when he
Wish him a long life.
yeah.
Wish him a life.
What's up, Binks? Bye. All Gucci.
He's 50 and he's dropping 50. That's actually a win. You know, though, it's certainly going to have their hands full.
Heavy speed चल रही है.
I was just going to add, I mean, you can see the level of pressure I think that these teams are putting on themselves in this match, as much as they've been talking about in the interviews. It's like, it's just another day, it's whatever. No, this is essentially going to decide whether or not you make playoffs in reality.
Well, and also, too, think about this, right? They played against 100 Thieves, and they look good.
Crucial है ना SEN के लिए?
know that there's this sense of confidence.
सोते नहीं हो इसके बाद.
From other G2 SEN games that we've had in the past.
Yeah, we can have so many different rivalries to talk about here. Yes, I know that we talked a lot about the Jonah P being on the other side this time around, but I mean, even if we think about
Bang bang गीला चुपा दे दो. तुषार भाई चुपड़े हो.
So many
they
times.
face each other in
सुक्का में मजा नहीं आता.
and the guard, then coming to Ascension.
Thank you the 10 jewels मेरे जान. Good morning, good morning.
On this other side, being the one who lives an international trophy, and ever since a lot of Valiant Olympic trophies, it feels like right now they are, for John Q at least, in one of the best forms that we've seen when it comes to the calling. I think the team is working really well together. That's something that he's talked about, and also that's something that we can see.
Yeah, it's really nice as well to see, I think, Sentinels back in the picture. Both the team and the role, to be honest, so that John QT can play things like the Cypher.
He was in flux for a minute there.
Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place, really, but I mean, he's always been known. I think that's where you get the best impact out of him, is when he's playing
सब बढ़िया.
Cypher or whatever it may be that they put him on.
Oximus के लिए 2-0 हुआ बे.
Hasn't slowed down despite the different circumstances, the different team environment, and you know, when they made that big change at the beginning of the year by bringing in new coaching staff, new pieces all around.
बढ़िया chocolate brown ने ice cream लपेट रहा. उर्रे यार.
That you kind of lean on, I think, over the course of a career as an IGL, where you're used to.
रुका ना भूख लगा है बे.
You do have to get used to with a new one.
ये टाइम पे कुछ मिलेगा क्या? टाइम पास.
Well into this new system, whether or not he's been the centerpiece that, you know, they've worked around him or whatever.
ए 7-11 से कोई खाना खाया है क्या कभी?
Yeah, it really is.
मैंने आज तक एक चीज नहीं मंगाया 7-11 से.
But let's not forget too, they're facing off against G2. Historically, it's always been back and forth, but definitely more for G2 on that camp. And let's take a look at the predictions.
पिज्जा हट चालू है पिज्जा नहीं खाने का.
Because, well, I think it's going to be a mixed bag, and not wrong. Bren, you went
नॉर्मल रहता है. ओह.
I go G2 every time. But, you know, I do agree that there is a very good chance that SEN can win this one.
It's the reasonable thing to do, I think, to go with G2, but I just think actually the pressure might be on G2 more than it is SEN.
I agree. I agree.
10-10-10-10-10.
Spoken about, as much as they've been saying it, it is a moment of validation for them. When they removed Jonah P, it was to lift trophy, it was to look better than they have in the past. Now they're going up against him on another team. They end up losing to him. Think about what's going to be doing to them. It's going to be playing a part in the back of their minds, as much as they have been saying otherwise.
All right, let's take a look at the series layout. Breeze, Lotus, and if necessary, all bangers end on split. So I guess we got
Tips Frankie है.
Map layout here, but what is this? Who does this favor here, Dan? What do you think?
I think it's very clear at the beginning. I mean, I'm thinking
Nah,
of Breeze.
कुछ नहीं मांगा रहा.
That round that I was breaking, talking a little bit about some of the things that were going wrong on the other side. It was actually a G2 that was looking really good on this map. And when we switched for Lotus, there was also a lot of highlights on the calling that John Kitty had. So I feel like both of these maps to start a really strong
So you think we could be going to 3?
Access 6 who plays better बोलो ना नहीं मैंने बोल रहा
It's true. I mean, it's hard to gauge, but at the same time, though, kind of see the way that this can play out. And this Breeze is going to be very interesting, Brent, because I'm wondering what they're going to opt for here.
Please don't miss my DM on Insta. It's very important. ठीक है
I think there's going to be a lot to kind of like just navigate. I think you are saying.
Win rate दे दी already.
Presumably they're going to put
तो आदमी या जानवर जानवर
once more. And
मैं खेलता हूँ better.
comfort territory for what G2 have historically been running. We're getting a sneak
Hello Alpha.
of their roles as well on the screen. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, and it looks like it's pretty standard stuff.
I think banana chips से रुक जाओ. Zomato से कुछ मंगा के दो. मैं खुद नहीं मंगा रहा. Wait a minute. I think there is banana chips.
Currently on the Neon has been lights out. Despite the fact that he's been doing it in mainly solo duelist compositions, most other teams are really supporting their Neon players for secondary duelists to come in to flash for them, whether it's the Phoenix or whatnot. Jorg has been essentially doing it alone, and he's still been dominating. There are many, many dangers to navigate for the Sentinels team. I think they are up to the task, though.
Yeah, and when you look at how the Sentinels lineup has been prioritizing their roles and how they've been looking at how they want to approach this game, I do feel like meta-wise, their read is quite good. Whether or not they're going to be able to actually
पिंकी मेरे को गाली देने वाली ये बनाना चिप्स
we mentioned the harbor there.
हम लोग लेके जाने वाले थे
What we come to expect from both teams.
But
Sorry, I'm brief.
But also for this map of
गांड लग
Thieves,
जाएगी
Sentinels, when they were playing against 100 Thieves, it was a little bit different where Jer, when it was actually playing
Group का gameplay देखा क्या? ना रे. I think crew 0-4 है अभी group में.
I feel like we don't get tired of talking about him because
Crew is not crewing. एक time पे कितनी अच्छी team थी.
And German specifically is even better.
लैपटॉप में स्ट्रेच रेजोल्यूशन खेल सकते हैं हाँ शायद.
Hyper punishing if G2 choose to bunker down.
पुणे कब आने वाले हो? अभी तो कभी नहीं.
They love to play around that. I think they could.
Not anytime soon.
Punish G2 super hard.
All right, Riot Games Arena. It's our last match of the weekend. 2 NA heavyweights
Viral.
ready for another.
आराम से सो जाओगे बाद में देखने का सीन.
Make some noise for Rivington and Van Silly.
It has been a long time, a year since Sentinels and G2 met in that Tier 1 competition. They talked about Jonah P getting to play against his old team, and now this is the first time Ewok gets to go up against Josh RT on the stage. So we'll have to see how all the brains come together here for this battle.
There are a lot of very fun storylines between these two teams. I mean, they're juggernaut powerhouses.
Open करके full screen देखते हो chat के साथ.
Trash talk between Rob Moore against
Chat
the
के
whole
साथ भी
G2
देखता हूँ.
squad, but also to what Bren has alluded to, it is a very important match between these two teams because of the start.
Crew Kruteka की team है. Yep.
Winning this one here will
When Ben Sen fan or what? Always.
to make into the top 2 seeds
मैं
and
G2
skip
fan
the
भी हूँ.
play-ins to get into the playoffs.
95%.
आगे क्या बता भी नहीं. Story में सब डाला
Things
था.
off now on Breeze. Sentinels on the attack side, and we'll see now if
मैं
that
order
change
करता हूँ
of
blanket से
drawing
for you.
up
नहीं
to
है
Neon
मेरे पास.
will definitely help into the aggressive playstyle that they want to bring into the turtle up style that G2 might bring here in this matchup of Breeze.
Well, A-main control all ready to be jockeyed over here to start the round off. No more than 15 seconds in.
Oh my God.
Play the cat and mouse game. A nice slide by Jogamo. He goes for more. Takes seconds there as Jerwin
Heavy trap play था. Jerwin ने एक मारा तो अच्छा है.
Going to try to slip out. They're happy with the damage they've done.
A great first blood, and that's all thanks to that push from Baby Bay down towards the elbow to give the idea that there's a huge clump of players of Sentinels probably
Bro,
splitting
hold
towards the
करेगा तो
side.
जीत
Now
जाएगा.
pushing towards middle. Cortezia is about to get traded out as well, and there's still the player advantage coming out for G2. At the
भाई
end of this
सिर्फ
round, though, at the
लोएज
minute
पे वाले
mark,
को
look at
आगे भेजा
BB
बे.
also cutting the rotations. He's
Huh?
going to be able to see this whole rotate back from Sentinels from their loss of the battle of the controlling to A main.
Been delivering that information the whole time, which is why they're so confident to move his 3 outdoor, move into lobby, and know they're making that correct decision. And they just wait. He's got a full line on this to make sure they don't go mid either.
It's a dangerous one. I mean, get your one, you're happy.
30 seconds left.
At least now it's time to stall the time and let your team rotate as well. Stars will be placed down. They got the trip on the other side.
But Headhunters, and that's going to do him in. 20 seconds left, so this is going to put the pressure on Sentinels now to get in and plant. Harbor Wall is
एक गोली कैसे लगा रहे हैं?
clearance, but it's also going to give Valen a chance to move in. What a shot just on the outside of the smoke, and Leaf is going to finish the round. Pistol for G2.
If this is a type of game,
Bro, sexy
based on
मारा.
just this piss around, this is going to be super fun. I would expect here a
Sexy
3 map
मारा.
between these two teams, but you're also looking at the veto so far, in my eyes, out of recency bias, that this might favor a little bit more towards G2 being very good into the
एक
last
और box
times they
तो बनेगा
figured out kind of
Friday,
their
नहीं, नहीं,
identity to put BBB back on this chamber, on these maps of Breeze and on Lotus. But the other win con as well for Sentinels, yeah, he didn't like that fight against John Cutie. But the other aspect for Sentinels, though, is that these are the exact two maps that G2 played against just a few days ago. So when it comes down to N-Team putting the work in to try to get that playbook out, I mean, Gunter and both Ewok definitely have probably a solution to the playstyle of G2 here on these maps.
Sentinels slowly trying to read this one. Babybay's already up with the Marshall looking for some long-range shots. And they're going to work some orbs too, right?
Wow, the
faster he's been getting going on this Neon, the quicker G2 has just kind of been able to be fluid and take the win in the rounds.
बंस आप कॉफी पीते हो या बहुत ही कॉफी नहीं पीता पेरिस के लिए कभी निकलो कल यही टाइम पे 24 घंटे में निकल रहा हूं
single grand finals. I mean, losing it back in like 2024, but ever since 2025 have won every single grand finals. And for Sentinels, the rebuild for this year is not only to qualify the champs, but also to be in that conference stage to make it back into a top team in the Americas.
Jogamo pressured, but not really, as he continues to slide to safety.
जिंदा कैसे?
About to just crash through this wall here. How much damage can he do? Gets another one.
Bro, कैसे मार रहा है?
This has already given G2 a chance to kind of squeeze in a few members on the Sentinels so they know where the exits are going.
Yeah, Guardian and Planet is very good. The orb's a little bit too high here, so that G2 can't really see over it to fight against it. But it's good for the Flash to swing out of it.
The trades are there.
Stinger से मारा उसने दो.
Baby Bay comes around with the Marshall to get G2 a second round. You're talking about
damage अभी दिया लेकिन.
Success, and you wonder too, have they sold their soul?
Addicted to stream, even though I don't play Valo, I fucking watch every videos of yours. Thank you, मेरी जान के day.
Before about it. But it's true, they've, since 2025, as you said, they've been so dominant. And they come up with solutions to kind of whatever's in front of them.
Exactly. It almost feels like they kind of lost, speaking about G2, a little bit of those stocks in terms of being a tough contender to be the best team in the world because they're not winning internationals. But if you're looking at their trend locally here, stage one, they didn't have the strongest start either. They lost their first two matches, turned it around, and then ended up winning the grand finals against Leviathan. Third time's a charm after losing to them twice. This time around, too, losing to 100 Thieves at the beginning of this stage, but have turned it around ever since they found, quote-unquote, their identity here of this Baby back on the chamber and focusing here on these solo duelists on Jogamo.
The C9 and crew win, bring them to here. And they wonder if it's enough to kind of right that complacency that chases every team, every player. The more you win, the more it creeps up on you here. Valence talked about how they're trying to solve that. For Sentinels,
reclear कर रहे हैं.
Such a young
कर दिया.
So well, right? To win your first game without John Cutie has to bolster the young ones and also reassure the veterans you're doing the right thing as Baby Bay just misses by a hair on that peak.
You could see he's a little bit antsy for Baby Bay because that was a free kill onto Jonah P. And that dart was looking to go all the way across here from the B side to A. So it gives an indication for G2 that they're trying to pump fake with the recon towards the A side and finish for mid control to B potentially, which is why you're already seeing the rotate from G2 playing two of them.
बहुत स्पेस दिया बेसन को कुछ भी कर सकता है सन.
Getting ready to flood out if Baby Bay is able to see somebody here.
जीत गया.
Cortezia takes one, a dangerous position here for Valen, but he's going to stay right up in the fight, even 30 seconds in the round. No anchor position. Trent, oh my gosh. Oh, Jerwin smelled something funky in the situation. Trent goes down. And now Baby Bay also sniffs out. Sentinels cannot seem to get an angle here, but they do get the plant down, and they have 4 for the post plant.
Nice for them to stay grouped up together. The lowest round for G2 didn't have the strongest of weapons because they've lost a lot of it in that second round against Sentinels. I do like, too, that Sentinels played it very slowly this time around as well, just to figure out where
I think
the first couple of rounds it was a lot of A-orb control, work down towards that middle. Is there going to be anybody setting up crossfires here? Where's Baby Bay also being posted up? Now they've realized here that Baby Bay tried to go for a push down towards the elbow, and you might start posting some of those lurks on that side.
Bing 2000 GP करेगा रे के लिए कम लग रहा है.
Work that map slowly.
कहाँ से पैसे लो?
What we've been praising for Sentinel's return and resurgence this time around for the stage is how good John Cutie has been in terms of calling for the team. Not only is he good at fragging, but if you listen to
vlog
against Loud, he was calling a masterclass on Lotus, which is going to be our second map. So to continue to have him, to give him time so they could think about these mid-round calls and whatnot is going to continue to be dangerous for G2 on the defensive side. So think
कोई
that you
बहुत
don't
कम
want to
लोग
give
लिख
too
रहे
much
हैं.
time to think and try to be more proactive around the map
Control
as well.
को control
Try
कर.
to still maintain
और दूसरा मेरे को आइडिया
the
नहीं.
drive here for G2. Stay in the steering wheel as well for the series.
Yeah, John didn't skip a beat coming
Goodest
back.
membership renew कर upgrade कर upgrade.
Strats just seem to be there. It's got to feel good for Gerwin and Redux to see the core of the team
Prior.
still work like that without the guy that's been calling the shots the whole time.
On top of that, post-surgery too.
Yeah.
Didn't skip a beat.
भाई लोग एक्चुअल में एम लड़ सकते हैं यार.
All right.
वो लोग बार-बार orb लेके जा रहे हैं.
The reckoning available for John Cutie. The thing is right now is that they haven't really realized where Baby Bay is currently being posted up. So for me, it gives an inkling that you're trying to get the reckoning and you're trying to use your double duelists to really flood into these B sites. Just to try to
एक wall के वजह से 100 run कर रहा है.
But you have the setup from both Trent and Leaf to play the shock dart snake bite until it comes down so they could stall a little bit more here. And
कुछ info नहीं ना, very passive.
Reckoning that's attempted by Sentinels potentially here.
That rotation is going to come over from Jogamo, so it has to be Cortezia to watch it as the team starts to.
This is bad.
It's not going to be loud.
This is
actually
good.
Quiet off that paranoia.
Good recon from Trent, though. That trades it right back. Now it's just trying to delay, waiting for your team to rotate across, and G2 is just making sure that there's no lurks around.
Bro.
Nice shot by Cortezia with the lurk from
Bro.
elbow, though. That's a huge advantage
Bro,
for Sentinels
निकाल
to
लिया.
close out this round.
Stream का sound
They squeeze in from tunnel. Looks like everybody's going to try to come.
बढ़ाएगा मतलब
They can back each other up.
बढ़ाओ.
This is what we were worried about, that entrance from right across the middle of the map. Cortezia still able to split a few of the fights here and draw their look towards
Yeah, almost
the
up, eh?
area. Still a fight, tempting it. Actually, Jonah P gives himself up for a moment there, but John Cutie goes for the shots.
एक HP भाई, एक HP.
Able to get the second for another round on Sentinel side.
एक HP.
And that's a good thing to have in the core of the Sentinel team right now. When we talk about the huge win cons, is the calling
Game
from John
sound low
Cutie,
है?
the consistency of Cortezia when he needs to step up to the plate. Yes, he maybe had a crazy game with a noted against Cloud9, but when it comes down to the lurk potentials, the opening kills that he has for
Good morning,
team,
Senkel match के लिए उठा, love you.
always good for that, rather. And John Cutie
Like
is always
करता,
even
like
better
करता
in the
मत बोलना.
clutch.
That near sight blast, they were not expecting it.
That was a
Just
nice
kinda
one.
Standing in the corner, like, oh, yeah, didn't expect to get caught by Util here. And maybe we'll be playing a bit further back when they're expecting a hit. This time, though, Baby Bay already outside sight with safe rendezvous exit. This is kind of what played for them in the pistol round. They were able to get a lot of early info and pin down where Sentinels was before the round.
Sentinels understand the state of this round too, that G2 will be low on economy. This Outlaw is already coming out for Jerwin, and they're trying to give him that responsibility a little bit too. It almost feels like he's let loose a little bit more ever since they've had like the 4 or 5 months of practice here for Sentinels since they missed out on Santiago.
Fire
Chile.
smoke.
10 HP for Jog off that.
वहाँ पे same चीज.
Trying to reply at the same time for that
Mid
side
wall?
from G2. I saw the shot dart come in from Trent, but felt like we missed that vulnerable, the grab well to maybe do the extra double damage, to maybe do some kills on it.
ये walls
And
slow
Sentinels
करेंगे
running
वो
out
लोग.
towards his A
What?
site.
They're really liking this double door
What?
entry. There's always a member from G2 right there to take down, meaning the site is a little bit more broken open.
30 seconds left.
It calms for a moment, but Cortezia makes sure to take down Leaf immediately when those walls drop here.
Flank का
He's
पता
just
नहीं है.
trying to relay enough info as Baby Bay creeps around. By the time he gets there, I think it'll reset and they'll already be looking for him.
They haven't expected it yet, though. If Baby continues to move forward,
लेकिन देख रहे हैं सब
probably
लोग.
watches it. But
सब
as it
लोग
was
देख रहे
creeping
हैं.
up, there was
Yeah, it was close.
an opportunity there. The Sentinel should be in a good spot from now on, especially now that Trent breaks out the orb to know that he's still playing towards yellow. And that's the reason why. Trent's just trying to make some noise so that Baby Bay could swing out, but I love that Sentinel's
भाई,
so
हो
stoic
सकता है
in this
भाई.
scenario.
Trent,
हाँ?
21 HP makes it tough, and John Cutie makes it impossible.
बस सन actually हरा सकते हैं G2 को.
Just like that.
क्या करा banana chips? New frontier shot या Eric's shot? Eric's
The first
is.
time as well that the economy is finally good enough for G2 to get the operator out onto Baby Bay, so that might change the style as well of their approach.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of those too, especially now that Jurno has switched over into this Neon role. It's also trying to be quick and create some extra avenues and obstacles so that the rest of the team could flood behind that. So another reason why potentially you have that change from Jerwin going into a little bit more of a fast lane type agent with the Neon.
अभी जब स्मोक टाइमिंग रहेगा ना तभी वो लोग लड़ेंगे मोस्टली.
As Cortezia starts heating up. He's had some fantastic games in Summit over the few weeks.
ये healthy
Incredible
banana
as well.
chips
So we'll
है.
see if he can keep it going here. And Josh just wants
Healthy
to
कैसे रहेगा? Fried होता है ना?
get the team sorted back out here from the defensive side.
And you're happy for the Sentinels camp as well that this small change is actually paying dividends so far to really snowball some good rounds since the rifle round, since they had enough economy go on their side for Sentinels. If you're looking at it, the last time that they themselves played this map was against 100 Thieves, and it was fairly one-sided.
Binto did anything healthy? Language.
Strong with this composition of this
But
triple
what part
slice,
है
Phoenix,
mostly G का सर.
Arbor, and a Neon, and yeah, it's hard to deal with. Probably one of the best teams that we have in Americas on this map.
Baked भी आते chips.
Sentinels are looking quite good against G2 so far. Now let's talk about that operator, right? So they are trying to get BBB to move a little bit more forward towards this A line because of the start that Sentinels has had. It almost feels free for the orbs to get picked up every single time on that side, so they want to contest that.
Contest the orbs. One thing I like about the way Sentinels is playing is if there is that op, now you're splitting the site and not giving him as much range to play with.
Fake करके गए.
Fake that strat from last round. Nicely detected here by Trent. A quick owl drone. Lets them know there is some trickery about, but the middle of the map has been quite free here for Sentinels to do what they want. Leaf quickly trades back on site, but it's scattered. They don't know how much chaos has been caused now, and the rest of Sentinels just make B site their home.
Beautiful drone by Jonah P as well, just to open up the site.
और meanwhile Arbor देखो किधर है.
Smokes. And as you had some nice little trade-offs here and there, it makes it even more difficult now for G2 to try to fight. Because now you're trying to retake inside of pit, but John just got caught with his pants down. It might give a green light for G2 to start moving in, especially now that they have the Cosmic Divide.
Oh, actual में कम जगह है spam करने का. ये wall की वजह से.
Heading in for the side of G2. That's Valen and Jogamo.
They have to activate quickly though, because Jonah P has a Hunter's Fury, and he's just going to stay outside towards B main the whole time.
Slide into the site to attack. A good kill as Redux goes for the hot hands. Cost him his life.
Uh-oh.
Not a lot of time as the Cosmic Divide drops. They hear the beep on the spike, and they realize this is all for nothing if they're still in the site. G2 has to head out another
4-2
in for Sentinels, even after the timeout.
इसको भी मार सकता है.
Oh. Trying to cut the rotate as well. Trying to get the Vandal out of the hands of Jogimo, but Jonah P couldn't do it. But that's just great repositioning by Cortezia inside that pit. After his teammates are just trying to stall as much as they could. Throwing hot hands onto the ground, trying to stall as much as they can so that Jonah P could guarantee the round with the Hunter's Fury.
मेरा मैसेज पड़ेगा सेकंड दिन से 10 गए. तब से मन नहीं करता है सन का मैच देखने का. सो जाने का मस्त.
That allows here for Sentinels to stuff that timeout that Josh R teaches called 2 rounds ago.
The Vandal inside the Viper pit too. This guy just doesn't care. Using what he likes, and he's
good morning
with whatever gun. He's been using Odin lately too on other maps. So we'll see where Sen decides to go here. Spike seems to be a little bit more tame than the rest of the team here, putting themselves up front side B.
And G2's look so far seems to be very similar to how they played against Crew, because Crew had a little bit of a compositional change, playing a double dive, just trying to go for the hit after hit. So G2 focusing on the extremities, passive plays, trying to react on the flood retakes, but Sentinels have done a great job controlling that on that previous round that you just saw, but they needed a pit to do so. Now we'll have to see if they can continue forward without it, as they start to show a hand at the beginning on the top and middle, but we're looking to finish towards a A-side split.
Really using the whole map in a lot of these rounds to see what they can hear, see what utility they can get. They're super methodical and slow about it, and then these executions, creating every angle they want with that Harbor utility.
This is huge.
Baby Bay still
finds a gap in the utility. He's gonna get rushed and finds another one. Bro.
Even has the protection now as the rest of the team gets in position. John Cutie, however, turns the tide of the fight now. Trent answers with a Guardian through the smokes, as they can just fire into this pile of agents. And that's going to be G2 Swarm. Jogmo is always doing these dancing, messing with his opponent.
Caster hai.
Just trying to get in Sen's head.
And that's a great setup that you currently have there for G2 on the defensive side. Even though it looked like they were going to be in very tough trouble, muddy situations just on the right side of the pyramid, their main focus was towards that front of the site where Baby Bay gets those beautiful 2 kills. The reason why they have that is that trip from Dre at the double doors. It gets activated by Jerwin. It allows for Trent to get the recon. to just disrupt that push.
What do you think Jerwin will be the next big thing for SEN? Pata nahi.
Focus on one angle
Making me crave for chips, can't it because of tonsils?
G2 to stand their ground.
Bhai, jaldi tick
On
kar.
that retake, a big round for Trent as the initiator here for G2. Sentinels
Shastra ka prime abhi kaise hai? Ye age mein bhe.
Outside of the cove into B.
Fast plant, Hunter's Fury's up. Jonah P staying all the way in the back of the site, and we hear
Banda bhi acha hai, player bhi
oh, no,
acha
that's
hai.
actually Jonah's getting ripped off right in the middle to cause the chaos for Redux to get into the site.
Bhai, udhar se stun bait, idhar se blind kill. What?
They're so aggressive in these situations, looking for 1v1s before the
Short,
team's even
be.
there. Cortesia's going to be able to give him a few along with Jerwin. They wait on Trent just to make him feel a bit antsy.
नहीं ऐसा लग रहा है सन का मैप है.
Find up John Cutie, and everybody pushes forward to quickly close out G2 and stop any momentum they may have gotten from last round.
लग रहा है.
You see Jerwin just perched up on top of the operator, looking back towards his left side or right, wherever John Cutie's sitting is like, should I pick this up? Should I pick this up? And just keeps here the Phantom or his rifle going to the next round. But this is nice. If you're looking at
grow 1 point, oh nice, which is better.
Getting the
जो
neon,
तरह अच्छा
getting
लगता है.
a Silva in your comp, it's so hard to play on the back of Castle. You saw the amount of util that was coming out on that side. Relay bolts, you can't really spray behind the boxes, even if 2 players from the side of G2 were there. They were so disrupted by the Hunter's Fury and the rest of the util that allowed Redux to just sweep up 2 kills and get 1 away here until his ult. So he's trying to dodge shock darts at the start, picks up the ult, and this is now another opportunity for Sentinels to just go really quickly if they want to for a fast pop. Now instead, though, they're playing inserts. You're keeping one This guy was watching the push the whole time as well. The only thing they have to be aware about, though, is this position right here.
Yeah, it was a sliver of timing where they could have seen each other, but ships in the night towards that B side of the map. Really, Sentinels are playing this one a lot slower. Like I said before, they were using the map, moving around here, a default setup, just to get all that info out. I already see the Owl drone, so they get a bit of where G2's playing.
So you had the Phoenix ult that was picked up at the beginning of the round. Then you have the drone at the minute mark that spots Redux down towards middle. So for them, it's like, are they going to try to just boys on that side? Which is why you now see Redux walking here towards his B main. This pick is huge. The fake is gone.
Yeah, that's
Phoenix bhi dekha.
Wait, it still pulls everybody
Phoenix mara karke
he's going to have to hold the solo.
They feel like there's going to be more people that would be behind that orb grab, right? But no, they have a second thought. They all start to try and rush back into the site. Is it time enough, though? As Cortesia drops Valen, and that's the smoke return for him to come back in. Jerwin, they're just hitting these tap shots to clear down G2, but it's still trade fights as both teams light up the kill feed.
It's Baby Bay on the rotate, though. Has it all the fuss to try to retake it in 1v2. But the tuck tail for John Cutie is probably going to be the nail in the coffin for that round. Both of them actually playing outside of the side, just waiting for Dre to move in to tap onto it.
They can also displace him once he gets over there. Cortesia has that snake bite. Easily give Dre a tough time standing still to make that shot.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. We know him like that. We didn't mean to.
Possible, hai?
We actually... Okay, so it'll start to cook him a bit.
Let me
just get back on it.
At this rate, yeah.
Just go do it.
No
one else could do this.
Okay. Oh my God!
Bro.
Just on the edge. He knew. Cortesia knew.
Bro.
I honestly thought that was defused.
Yeah, the safest of plans towards the end. That would have been an area for Sentinels that would have been costly and deadly. But
Cortesia 12 and 5
on point since his first half. Saves that round for Sentinels there with the wall bang. But yeah, I'm still scratching my head into Baby Bay's position at the B main. He gets the instant kill onto Redux. He TPs right away, and I think because of that, he doesn't really know how many players follow behind him. They were just expecting that, oh, they're just going to run behind with the ultimate instead. So they just overcooked the rotations for G2 and it rendered costly for them. Sentinels now 6-3 as they're looking to work together this round to split towards this B site.
I mean, push अच्छा है.
So let's see how
लेकिन वापस वही problem है, rotations नहीं है.
I'm ulting. Flashing.
Healing, I mean.
We're mollied off, guys.
Is it slick? Yes.
Upping top
Snake goes emo.
Second less. I'm running back main.
Ma कसम.
Nice, dead. They're gonna flank, two flank. Neon, flip. He's running a flank fast.
I can fight.
Hold this one. Wipe, hold flank. You're plenty alone.
One more. What's flank? One more was flank. Could be in window.
I'm gonna go hold spawn.
Yeah.
Jonah, can you move?
What?
Can you move? Or did you find there?
Shit.
Am I good?
I have spawn. I have spawn.
Where's Sova?
It was flank, but could have repositioned to tunnel.
Just fight flank, Jonah.
Can you go, Les? Can you go?
Last player standing.
Be main.
Be main
tunnel.
Be main and tunnel.
Call to था बे.
Might have smoke for defuse.
Enemy remaining.
Nice.
Coming down here.
Anti था
Time
यार.
for the defuse at the end of the day, though. Another one of those fights that comes down
भाई
to the
लेकिन
wire.
खतरनाक एंट्री था.
A 1v1, the
खतरनाक
overdrive from
entry
Gerwin,
था.
but just couldn't save it against Valen, who also manages
हाँ,
to salvage the
sexy
operator
गेला.
into the next round. But that was just a nice round from both of the teams to repositioning on the defensive side, but also the calls that you could see here from Sentinels where it gets a little bit tough of like they couldn't really instantly call where Baby Bay was at when he got that op shot on the top of ladder. But as soon as they figure it out where the positioning was at, they found some good spots, but they just lost their instant duels. They were watching the right angles, but
कोई भी टनल देख रहा था उसको तो फ्लैंक देखने का था लेकिन
onto Jonah P is
वो दो जगह पे क्यों फाइट किया उसने?
G2.
This game is being very much
Turn over
divided. This
flank.
is going to sound silly, but the beginning of the round and the end of the round of how it's being fought.
It's fast right now. Riv, they're going with the ult right into the A site. There's recon darts all over the place and walls after walls.
Too many cooks in the kitchen right now. Nobody knows how to get through. We're going to figure out when the smoke drops, though. 3v4 on the other side.
कितना यूटिल्स बे.
Wait for this. It's going to be a little peekaboo.
Ooh, nice tag.
What?
Beautiful tag.
नहीं भाग रहा था बोला उसने.
Big info that they have at least the front steps clear.
The assist so far from Jonah P with his utility from recon darts over to owl drones. It's greatly taken advantage of here, which is beautiful for
बस यूटिल्स में हम कितना यूटिल्स था.
Now they cut noise
कैसा
and
नंबर सी?
trying to instill a little bit of paranoia on the side of G2, but the fact that they have this pit over on the B side, it's okay for them to still play split across the map because you still have this operator from Baby Bay that's covering all to the middle side. So keep that focus on that two-player stack over on the A site. But Sentinels will always have the power.
प्रॉब्लम है कि नियॉन वहाँ पे खेल भी नहीं सकता. स्मोक का राउंड मॉली करने वाला है वो.
Towards the middle of the site. Baby Bay's cannon. He's going to go for another shot as Jogmo is looking to stay crab and just work that judge.
मॉली कहाँ पे
Making
उसका?
it so weird for Sentinels to get into the site here. They're still going to try to get the clear, though. Nicely done. As
मारा
a
एक लेके.
Took a few, but power in numbers pays off there for
मॉली कहाँ डाला था रे उसने?
Set up this post plan.
But with that one-up shot miss, though, by Baby Bay, might just give that round for Sentinels. You're looking at the weapons that they have on a retake. You're trying to retake with the classic here for a leaf because you only have a judge. And Dre has to, Baby Bay has to come back in with an operator.
What a nice smoke from John Cutie, revealing the gun, the shoulder, the head before they even try to get out, but they go
वो
for
लोग ने
the
use किया बे.
Leaf knows how to get around it. What a timing, what a distraction. Jonah P starts to walk in, Baby Bay gets one, he's going to be able to displace
लौड़े लग गए.
for a moment as Cortesia works the other side. Oh my gosh! They're playing with their food right now.
फ्लैंक नहीं करना था ना?
How the hell did G2
कल Pacific है नहीं?
retake that round? On a 2v3 with a judge and an op. You still had the insert late lurk from Cortesias trying to cut the rotate, so it gives security for Sentinels
भाई उसने मॉली डाला ही नहीं.
to hold it on their side.
Jeez.
And you talked about the cove being good for Sentinels to see the cannon of the operator, but it's the shot from Baby Bay.
Yeah.
भाई मॉली डाला ही नहीं.
That allows to leave to crab outside of that cove to get the pick with the judge. That was just nice.
Teamwork there for G2. कैसे drop होएगा
They
mid
steal
stream?
that round away from Sentinels and are looking to tie it in this last one. The fight at the beginning denied by Jerwin, and somehow already it's an open B site.
They're wondering, though, still playing the middle of the map and a big push here coming in from the rest of
I think
G2.
ult मार सकता था क्योंकि ये लोग वैसे भी फ्लैंक कर रहे हैं.
Saw one behind. They're just going to expect everybody now. A good move from Sentinels here. No, the other side of the map needs to be pushed. Cortesia re-clears towards the backside of
Heavy
it.
read बे.
They aren't leaving
कैसा
anything.
UAE? Thanks for the 65 months. Very thankful day.
They still have
Love you, we love you.
economy, so they're on such a broken buy in round 12 here.
Valen. And Leaf trades.
Wow. I thought here that the two players from Sentinels were just trying to create a diversion, sorry, because I'm pretty sure Jonah scaled the owl joint into the B site and saw nothing. Yet they just wanted to call the pull back into the A site. And unfortunately, it was a bad call here from John Cutie, giving a chance here for G2 to stay in this fight.
Look at the slide. Trent getting forced back to the box, and Jerwin is going to win that fight.
टाइम नहीं है ओह बहुत रोटेट करने का सोच रहे थे वो लोग बट गलत मारा बे जरविन ने
A nice battle from both of these
गलत
teams.
मारा बे
But also the resurgence of Jerwin in this stage 1, ever since coming in from stage 1 rather into stage 2, has been an important piece into the win cons for Sentinels this matchup.
अब मेरा फ्लैश में से कौन इजराइल का पाथ बनेगा पहले मैं हूँ यार मैं यूट्यूब पे भी चैट करता हूँ 1 सेकेंड चलो रेडर का नाम से आज भी रेस वाला ओपी प्ले क्या आता है जो सेम चीज वापस बोल रहा सेम चीज तू बोले जा रहा है
All right, who is the victor? Sentinels or G2?
Sentinels.
SEN.
All day.
Sentinels.
SEN.
Sentinels.
SEN.
We bought our Cuber as well, so.
Yep. SEN.
I think Sen's been on the upswing. G2's been on a little bit of a slump, so.
G2.
SEN. SEN.
I like Sentinels, but I think G2 will win.
Sentinels, baby. That's why Rob's right there.
Who could have seen this coming?
SEN.
I'm gonna go with Sentinels today. I think they got it. Give me G2. Nah, I'm playing. Give me Sentinels. Sentinels all the way, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Sentinels.
All right, this one,
I was like, really?
what are the chances of the 0 plain sabhi
We heard you out there, crowd, but in here, you still believing in Sentinels? All right, G2 Esports fans. It's still, I mean,
sounds like
let's go, boys.
Sounds like a 2-round gap. All right, okay, I can deal with that.
Does sound like a 2-round gap, but a 7-5 scoreline as Sentinels take the lead going to this one. So that change that they had for getting this knee onto Jerwin did help Sentinels.
चिप्से के बाल खत्म नहीं हो रहा language.
Really overtake the G2 defense, but when it comes down to the retake plays,
goodbye. Odin, thank you for the $2 Canadian dollars. मेरी जान के उठे, love you मेरी जान के उठे.
An opportunity for G2 to take the attack side. All 5 of them grouped up. Even the trip is placed so that they could focus on into the A site and never look back.
Ready to run. Just drop the gates for him. Oh, Jerwin.
That's before the wall comes up as well.
Steals his life like the bandit.
I maar raha hai shot.
What a shot there. So many players have been using that effectively to just wipe out their opponents.
Bandit meta mein aa gaya na.
Oh, it's going to be a plant still. So again, Giacomo's really done his job here. Open up the site for the team, and this is where G2 can really sting Sen.
And they're all playing forward. Just because they have the trip watching that flank, just flight through the doors. And they're hitting shots.
Shot.
They only need a little bit of room, and they'll take it all. Ooh, Jonah P making an entry, though, making a case for Sentinels to get back in this one. Baby Bay playing the silent type now.
Faster mara wapis.
Leaf is just, oh my God, he's gonna get it! He cuts his mustache off! Oh no.
And this time as well, the headhunter bullets from Baby Bay connects. Watching his teammates back, staying alive again to keep that trip up for G2. So they can play those forward positions back towards yellow, back towards the mid double doors. And look at the teamwork, the back and forth. And the nail in the coffin made that a 9.
Already देखो stream का एक बार मेरे को 1080 आ रहा है भाई YT पे.
Okay. It's too early for mental boom, right? That's just fun. That's just fun. I don't think that's going to bother Cortezia too much.
Competition in the server, though. That's a big drive for G2 in the second round of the second half.
A lot of momentum is going to come out of that. They were already hyped before it to get that pistol round.
Bro, ये लोग refight कर सकते हैं.
Baby Bay looking for the peak. They have a trap set up, though. How fast can they spring it is the question. Trying to draw some eyes, make him look a little bit deeper. Oh, stuck and gets out. They're reading each other back and forth.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
Refight के लिए ready थे यार.
Close range enough here to TP away in case it was that trap that came out. Very similar to what G2 did on the pistol
By
round.
smart
This
बे.
time Sentinels does it on the eco.
हाँ?
And still G2 answering to the call. And they overpower this A side. Silver lining an orb up for Redux. Look at G2
By
though.
crazy
So
smart,
they're
na?
waiting for the second wave for the Viper wall to come up so they could walk in or something. But that is
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, BBB knows how to play with the crowd.
भी मारे जा रहे क्या?
Only one left, and they really took their time. I guess they wanted to maximize these orbs as well.
Spike planted. Feeling it.
Why not? It's your way back in, right? They switched away from the waylay. They're trying something new. Sen want to get that composition online that they've been practicing. Make sure Phoenix is pipped up.
Ult वर्ल्ड तो आ नहीं रहा है किसका? Next round अगर I think baby बे का ही ult पहले आएगा बे.
This is the game now. Over under on if he makes it.
जिटो अच्छा भाई वो लोग का बहुत क्रेजी रीड था रिफाइट करने का. वो लोग ने चेक किया जाके ट्रैप प्ले कि नहीं. गंबा पुश की जगह पे.
Looks like he's going to get out of this. Oh no. They are just looking at oh, what in the world?
Love you रोहित भाई.
Oh, he did it again. That's good.
मारा तो भी उसको हेडशॉट जो लो एच पे था.
Redux goes down.
पूरा मैप घूम के वो भी.
All part of the plan. Baby Bay dying because he's low on HP, gets another pip, and then it's Trent that's picking up his kill as they're building up the ult orbs for G2.
Nice little read on this play to start.
ये ट्रैश शॉट है समझा जोक. ट्रैश टॉक ट्रैश शॉट.
They're still playing their own game. Just like Trent said.
Yeah. I think the other looming factor about the G2 and Sentinels matchup here that we
तो
haven't
ना
touched
मेरे को
upon yet
एक
is not only the
Odin
importance of
दिख रहा है.
slipping into play-ins for either of these teams, but G2, the more that they're bringing up wins here in the column,
एक
the more
Odin
that
दिख
they're
रहा है,
getting
ठीक है?
championship points. They don't make it here into
Breeze में.
somehow the top 2, top 3 of the playoffs by racking up the championship points through dubs. They're just a couple of points behind here, Leviathan. You're bringing up your chances as much as you can here to just qualify for champions.
यार एक ड्रोन तोड़ने वाला चाहिए बे वरना वो लाइन नहीं हटाता था.
On this year, so you're going to treat this matchup especially, of course, as a rivalry, but as a
क्या लगता है रीटेक होगा?
for the side of the G2 camp. And so far, it's the die game, because Jerwin just got a nice little opener on a retake on Jogimo.
Just the neon on neon action to open up these sites is picture perfect.
Clean.
Here's Valen, so the smokes are down now. It's going to be hard for G2 to really set up on this the way they want.
मैं
Even
क्या
more
timing
so
था
now
वो?
as they lose Leaf. Stuck in B,
मरा.
the defuse already goes down. Redux down to a sliver of HP, but it looks like he'll be able to just hold his breath and get that defuse.
1 HP. 1 HP, man.
Yeah.
The shot dart got in a sub 10, but they just needed a little bit more. It was
Bro,
feel like a
1
similar
HP पे
plan
डिफ्यूज कर रहा है वो.
that allows here Redux to tuck into the pyramids. And then he's able to stick that full diffuse. Recon was also available there for Trent, but just unfortunately, they just had to keep spamming because they was getting diffused.
पर आपने बोला कि मर्सी भाई आपके ओनर है पर एसिटल के तो गोल्डी भाई मॉर्टल भाई तक भाई और सुमित भाई है ये पकड़ा गया. एरो कितने साल का मेरी जान ऐसे क्रैमी 13 कैसा है. लॉन्ग टाइम बड़ी लॉन्ग टाइम.
It's been pretty light towards B for G2. Kind of just playing that right side of the map, haven't even really conditioned mid or anything else. So you can expect the 3 for Sen to be pretty prepared here for something again, and G2 may be able to play.
जैसे कि कल से क्या करेगा बिंक्स के बिना स्ट्रीम मैं तो आईआरएल करूंगा. आईआरएल आएगा वॉर्ड्स आएगा वॉच पट्टी देगा. Are you live on Green app also? Yes, I am live on Green app.
The pips on your side for the ults by playing behind the Viper wall.
Green app.
Once here, the dust settles in terms of that chaos, and the money's right for both teams. It's time to spread thin and try to scout where the defense is set up.
Initial positions ruffled a little bit here for Sentinel's defense. And they say we don't really want it. But Baby Bay hasn't cleared too much towards the left, so they're resetting cut audio to make it happen again.
Well, think about it. There's a jump spot onto the Viper and now the Phoenix on the left side, so they know that it's a hard lean towards the A site. Yet they still want to go for it here for G2.
Bro, Jarvin maar raha hai. Jarvin maar raha hai.
Have to scramble now to get the rest of the members of G2 out in 15 seconds. Spike is a bit split here, going towards the left side of the site. Trent has to be careful. Valen now in his eyes.
So abhi spot ho gaya, by the way.
John Cutie clears back site. Should just be enough for them to find.
Bro, Jarvin maar raha hai, chat.
Seem discombobulated.
Jarvin crazy maar raha hai.
To the site and Sentinels smiling on the way.
Lag gaya, timeout aayega lag raha hai abhi.
And that's all duels at the end. One here on the side of Sentinels. Like I said, despite the information that Baby Bay is getting very late in the round, that there's two players playing on the B side, and he's already walked up pretty much towards middle and had no challenge on that side. It was just a little bit too late because the call for G2. Valen was, all right, let's just spam into this A site. But you see how difficult it is to try to entry or enter a site when you have a harbor on the other side. That slices across the front side. You get slowed down when you walk across. Now you're also getting Odin down by Jonah P. You have to rethink the strategy.
फिर नजर लगा देगा नहीं sexy खेल रहा है भाई sexy खेल रहा है वो.
Rethink how to get around Jerwin too, leading the server right now. Absolutely feeling it on the neon pick. Really helping Sentinels punch a hole through G2 strategies as they get towards the site. One of the first times we see this double door rush in from then here. And this is actually going to be pretty good.
Harbor का पोज़ अच्छा है.
Fight A main with two there.
Huge shot.
Yep, gives them a good idea of what they need to focus on.
Pro duelist.
Drone never saw Redux, but unfortunately Redux can capitalize on that kill.
Okay. They're getting slow. They know the
मारा एक.
So it actually activates G2.
अभी मैंने एक hold कर सकते हैं कि नहीं?
For a moment with that spike going down, they're going to work it
कि
together.
ऊपर ये लोगों को बीटी देगा जितना एंगल वो hold करेगा तो.
So close from John Cutie.
You know, those comms are that 3-2-1
बच गया बे.
swing there to fight against John Cutie. Big plant coming down, and this time it's a good plant to play outside of A. It's really tucked into the wall this time around.
Like
दिया ऊपर ने बेटी.
Took a little bit of damage already. Looking to shoot behind the wall. What a read. Gets good damage onto Leaf as they keep encroaching further into the site. That one just shy.
That's for Yao Ming.
Jogamo.
एक और baby way round.
Now there's so many angles to clear with the Odin. It seems impossible. There's one.
तेरा business email कौन देखता है? मैंने prank करने का try किया था. Manager देखता है वो.
Gone. Oh, Jonah. Baby Bay wants out. Class is no longer in session. G2 pull another round back. 8-9.
Viva plays SEN का नाम मत लेना. SEN prediction दिया है. Logic ठीक है.
Have aura in the server right now. Every kill is coming
feeling
across. Everybody's happy about it as well.
Actual में नहीं मार रहा है.
Also, the biggest thing is those two kills from Jonah P avoids him from getting the pie. On the exit here, but this was also a lower buy that you had from G2. Yeah, it was a low buy that you had for G2, but it was all around just simple utility.
G2 का ही है ना ये? किसका है?
And then Baby Bay goes in with a Dilda False and they get the kill before the orb even drops.
सुबह के 5 बजे. सुबह के 5 बजे.
We'll see what's up in just a moment here. With G2 grabbing that round, it's actually gonna get pretty close to, I wouldn't say resetting the economy soon here, but it could be a few rounds if they keep doing that. It makes it tough for anybody to really start a streak here. G2's gonna need
इनसे में क्यों नहीं है Jarvin? क्योंकि Indian origin है वो.
Trent's ultimate online here, I think they can really work something up the gut like we saw Sentinels do. Maybe up the pace. We haven't seen that B strategy yet. We just saw the first double doors strategy. And Sentinels does seem to have a really good read on at least slowing those down.
किसका गिर गया भाई?
While we wait around here, though, we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about the state of the game between these two teams, though, as the scoreline 9-8. Again, back and forth as we go, and I want to focus on this man right here for Jerwin. They mentioned it at the desk where he's had such good.
क्या स्कोर चल रहा है? बहुत मारा भी उसने.
For Sentinels. If you're looking at his stats too, he's kind of like in the middle in terms of like the overall fragging, but the most important thing is the way that he's able to open up rounds. When it comes down to like rolls on the waylay, opping on the sunset, if he has an opportunity to get the operator for the team, he's going to do it. But this time his role changes a little bit. On the attack side, as is Neon, still rifling quite well for the team and getting great openers.
किसका गैर किसका गया है?
First bloods. Those numbers were pretty much non-existent as well in stage 1 when he first
साला इसलिए दो खड़े बे.
Or you have to adapt rather into a new system, right? So
इसलिए दो खड़े.
First death, first blood was always like
Superbad, good morning, good morning.
500 or if not below. But now
क्या स्कोर चल रहा है? ये पहला मैप है.
6 in one map, but he's also had like a 15-9 the last time they had to play against Loud, or yeah, I guess it was 100 Thieves when he lost, and even had another nice, huge positive first kill, first death ratio against Loud as well. So this man right here, also
I think 70 to 80% to Sen fans.
A key component to the dub.
And it becomes completely different for these younger players coming up. It's not a meta where you're a Raze or something, and it's all about
बंदा अच्छा लगता है. बहुत मस्त बंदा है. बहुत बंदा है.
Util. You're throwing the fast lane, you're throwing your relay and creating that opening, or you're dashing in and refracting back.
बीबी तो ऐसा लग रहा है टॉन्ट कर रहा है. वो करता भी है.
There is help there from Sen.
मस्ती बहुत करता है वो.
Be confident enough to throw himself in there. This is the timeout. This is an
कर लो ना यार कोलैब.
Coach Ewok has to talk things through as well, because you remember the state of the previous round. It was the lower
कितने दिन पैरिस हो गए आपका
G2,
कितना
we had a couple of
और आपको 7 और कौन से क्रिएटर जा रहे हैं?
Was that owl drone to the
I think
operator?
5-6 लोग हैं. मैं रेगा,
talking to his team right now
Kuru,
to try to clean
Pinky,
things up here
Sherlock.
for the end of this first map.
You would.
I would.
भी है क्या शायद कोई?
Looks like it is all coming from Ewok right now, as the players are just seeming.
अभी बहुत मस्ती करता हूँ. Never.
What the coach is saying, resetting.
मैं तुम्हारे रेज बेट का फैन हूँ. मैंने कभी नहीं किया है किसी को.
I think they've noticed it backing up.
मैं बोल दो एक बार कैसे हो, फिर सो जाओ. मैं कैसा है?
The retakes have been stellar. The way they slow down the play already, they're giving G2 trouble. We saw, like I said, at mid and even through the A main control.
You're seeing here from the timeout. We just talked about the importance of throwing on the operator. And he's been let loose here off the leash to try to find his first pace, usually as a waylay. But he'll attempt it now as this Neon to maybe walk down through these double doors and try to go for a pick. And good for him, because there's a couple of players on the other side here of this barrier at the bottom mid for G2.
Yeah. Relying a lot on that mid control to make sure they can sit back in B, sit back in A.
You talk about the
read तो अच्छा है वैसे इनका भी.
Quite strong for G2, but also for Sentinels. Yeah, they don't mind turtling up a little bit more here and giving up sights and play it soft if they want to. So their first point of contact will be Jerwin to still try to find like the mid-round information with the operator. But if it comes down to they have to give up the sight, they have such big ults for the retake here with Redox.
Drone करेगा क्या? Drone pick?
It might be the case. If you're looking at it for G2, they're all grouped up here for a huge slam into this B site.
Main problem है कि 100 alt BT देगा.
Starts to put him on the left side of the map. The question is it
लौड़े लग गए.
For 1 and 2, John Cutie.
भाई 100 alt और spit के through गए बे.
Just collapsed the strategy G2 tried to put on the B site. Oh my God.
Bro.
I have the spike.
You're just trying to figure out what really happened there in terms of the call for G2, because yes, the drone came in, but nobody scaled up to really check towards Emo. And that simple position from John Cutie that never got really challenged allowed here for Jonah P to focus his Hunter's Fury towards that lane. That's not going to be any red dots pipping up here in the point of view of John Cutie. On top of that, he did get a ping on the recon dart, so it becomes easy kills and the teamwork between him.
भाई कुछ crazy मारा है उसने.
John Cutie really shut down that attempt from G2 into the B site.
It's kind of like Jonah P fired it right at John Cutie to give him safety, but also cook him a little bit with one. But yeah, when you see it come across, it's very close to John's feet, almost denying that.
Yeah, I think last round रहेगा.
I don't know. Maybe they did.
अभी ये round आ रहा तो एकदम भी खत्म. सीधा जीत सकते हो लोग.
Very smooth from Sentinels to shut that down.
सिर्फ ये round जीतने का वो लोग को.
Let's see.
जैसे spit alt खत्म.
Yeah, so they fire it right towards him, so his spot is clear. They don't want to go. Oh wow, that's kind of incredible.
आ गया बे Jonah P.
The value of Jonah P with his util, right?
Yeah,
reason why
that's
it was
insane.
very
नहीं,
low in
utils
terms of
अच्छा था.
the
Utils
unkill
अच्छा था.
column is because of the amount of util tags that he's getting with the recon in Al Drone, and that's also always been the story when he was with G2 as well.
Off गिरा के Phantom ने कोई और लिया ना?
Initiators that we currently have in the game, just in terms of his support role, is making that value work because he's going to find the Neon right in the middle of this map this time around.
This is what has benefited Sentinels. When they can say, jig is up, we know exactly what you want to do. Ooh, those low buys though. Valen quickly switching over and upgrading his gun as they scream into B site here. And the Cosmic Divide is really going to mess things up for Sentinels.
A nice pick from G2 as well towards that front B main. So Cortezia can really help out for Jonah P. Just good util being utilized
The first
by G2. And that Reckoning from John Cutie was just a little bit too late to protect. Now in a prime position in a pulse plant, and it might be around here, especially with this Cosmic Divide.
close जाएगा. Shit बे ये round जीतते थे भाई heavy lead पे रहते थे वो लोग.
Into the next round. So G2 keeps this gap by 1. Sentinels though still in the lead.
आज कोई तो उड़ेगा. मैं नाम नहीं लूँगा. गोल कर लो मतलब.
Momentum vans and then G2.
That is why thank you for the 1,000 jewels मेरी जान का उठाए. Love you.
Drop one Sentinels.
समरत भाई thank you for the 200 jewels मेरी जान.
You get a second within the round. But yeah, it doesn't take much for them to just be able to break through and feel confident about what they're doing. Bring in Breeze.
भाई मजाक सेट कर मेरे को लगा नहीं था इतना क्लोज जाएगा. मेरे को लगा G2 जीतेगा easy.
Operator only still out here for the side of Sentinels.
अच्छा खेला लेकिन. हाँ?
Felt like maybe a little bit of his body was sticking inside that orb as well, but no matter what, the drone was there too, so that split from G2 was nice. Cortezia can hold his own into the B site.
Delete chat मत पढ़ना बस बाकी कोई मतलब नहीं है.
Similar to G2, but of course not playing with the chamber, but they are looking for aggression to fight towards this A main. G2 pivots back for mid though.
This play is supposed to make it harder for the op to hit shots, fans. Jerwin comes up with one, has the overdrive if anything, even gets a little scary, and holds off B just like that.
Bro, उनके पास Neon ult भी है, op भी है.
So he was ulting towards that side, but of
लेकिन
course
B बहुत weak है बे.
Any other tags towards that mid double doors where they were getting encroached by Sentinels. So we're gonna reset. Drone misses, but Redux still gets the pick off three.
Is that clean up? Another one. Oh, Baby Bay gets a swing, but there's a
भाई चल के 3 मारा है.
Right over the shoulder of his teammate, directly in Baby Bay's face. An 11th round for Sen here as they put a little bit more pressure on G2.
What a mow down there for a Redux.
That was crazy recoil.
Again,
straight up.
When the drone misses, the element of surprise comes in for G2 right there. So Trent comes out. But then Redux just has a simple flick from the bottom, and just unfortunately, the other two weren't following behind on the ping pong swing.
Yo, come on.
भाई ऐसा जीते हो लोग. टाइम आउट में क्या बोलेगा? मारा मत कहो 3 बंदे.
He's trying to hit it. Yeah, he's got it. It didn't look red, but he's got it. So Josh RT trying to clean things up right now for G2.
अपने फायदे के लिए कौन सी टीम जीतनी चाहिए? कोई भी नहीं. अपना लेना देना नहीं है.
Deny that first push, but you are seeing for Sentinels that they're moving him a little bit more towards this A side. He tried middle, he tried.
इतना बड़ा टाइम आउट बटन हाँ.
If they're not finding information,
ब्रिज स्टार्टर्स इनका फर्स्ट मैच क्लोज है, सेकंड मैच 1 G2 देगा.
First blood that he has in this matchup on the first map to.
भाई देखो प्रॉमिसिंग तो लग रहा है.
Well, thanks here to the defensive operator on the second half.
That's exactly.
Jewels को मैं Zeus के पढ़ रहा हूँ.
The tech pause, a timeout from Ewok. You mentioned the operator.
I mean, they are the one who doing giveaway.
Right? When teams are playing fast and coming around the corner, how do you kill them? You hold a hard angle with an operator, and Jerwin has just been able to rack up the kills as they try to.
क्या elimination match है? सेन को जीतना पड़ेगा क्वालिफाई होने के लिए. जो जीता वो क्वालिफाई होगा ऐसा है.
The difference into the setups as well for Sentinels when they're trying to play a little bit of these 2-1-2s or stacking up on these strategies is that they're not playing.
Right, सुनने जा रहा हूँ थोड़ी देर में ऑफिस आना है. Done
scene. Trying to get some passive information at that mid round is kind of tough for them to get. So if they're able to waste here the side for G2, actually, we're going to hold that thought. After this timeout, it seems as though G2 wants to go very quickly towards this A site, and they're choosing the right side. There's only 2 players from Sentinels here.
It's a go strat, that's for sure. Jerwin, there's the answer. We were just talking about, but G2's already made great space. Oh! John Cutie found in sight. Jerwin trying to go for some long-range lasers, and that does not benefit him. As Leaf finds the return fire.
That's just
इस बार वो लोग ने सेम किया बस ये फास्ट किया लोग डोर में जाके रुके नहीं
tapping their ult as well. It's because now he just keeps it out trying to spray some people down, but everybody's just going to follow the lightning gun through the walls as if it's bullet trails. So Jerwin's easily taken down. Jonah P though trying to bring back into the fight. They haven't given up yet for Sentinels.
Trent's very low here. If he's got to be almost the last person to peek, but then the spike's not going to be in his favor, so he's also got to get himself into sight. Everyone has to keep moving. Cortezia, easy kill there. And Trent worth every penny on that flank. G2 grabbed around. Valen with the final kill on P. And now we're back within
Good morning, man. Good morning.
So it brings back to what I was trying to talk about before. When you're not having passive information for your team, you kind of have to maybe try to go for that op to be that turret for the side of Sentinels. So this time the call is to test stuff to see if Jerwin can get a pick on top middle. But that thins out the defense on
I think एक और मैच जीत सकते हो लोग.
At the minute mark for Jonah P and to get no information, it's still a nice plus for G2 to go for a late hit and force these rotates and to play some inserts and really work that map in their favor on the attack.
John Cutie
Bro, इस बार और स्लो खेल रहे हैं. भाई G2 खेलता तो है बे भाई.
Reading the map round after round.
दोनों ऐसा लग रहा है मिरर कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे को.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? Now you can.
इस बार वो लोग भी 2-1-2 है, ये लोग भी 2-1-2 है.
If really nothing is happening on the side of G2, or you're trying to use a little bit of util for G2 at the early rounds, then you'll.
Even have a look, Shake by.
Be coming from at the minute mark. You already see Jonah P moving up here towards the ladder, and there you go. The drone comes out towards B main. They'll be called by Baby Bay. He'll TP out, but then they'll know here that it's going to be hard now for Sentinels to find like mid-round information. Might force players to start peeking out here. If you have
अब तो कुछ होने रहा है. हार्बर जा सकता ना वाइपर मिड देख रहा है तो.
Falling behind, so for G2 they're just holding the line, trying to see if they could punish Jerwin, who might overextend to try to find that information with a few seconds remaining in the round.
Yeah, they're playing quite safe. They all have low armor, so they're looking to get through with more money at least to get a final round. Goodbye. If this goes bad, Redux
nice stun भी. अरे उसका स्टन रहेगा ना जर्विन का तो फिर ओपी.
Of one and he goes down.
जर्विन का स्टन है तो ओपी.
So G2's trying to scramble for the real kills now. That's going to happen from Trent. A 3v3. The operator's still up.
15 seconds. They got to move in quick right now for G2.
Trent is holding. He's trying. Oh, that's going to be spiked down. Who's going for it? Leaf's going to have his hands on it for a moment. It's the 1v1 now. Jonah P versus Leaf.
Buddy.
The shock dart hits full on. He's going to have the sonar bolt to know that Leaf has left. He saw him.
देख लिया.
It's a showdown now. It's up to Jonah P to reposition.
Old
Off तो ही जाएगा.
Now enemies, the frenemies go for it. He gets a try to pull him out of the woodwork. Gets the tap on. It's gonna be Leaf from the higher ground.
यार.
Laying Jonah P down. 11-11 here on Breeze.
Half तो हो जाता था यार.
That would have meant a lot there for Jonah P if he was able to win that 1v1 against Leaf, because that is the role that was taken away from him.
Going to play Valo.
But this time around, it comes down to the last second shot connecting somehow. Baby Bay missing the off shot for the instant headhunter right into his opponent.
नहीं पढ़ाई करने का रे. पढ़ाई से फ्री हो के गेमिंग करने का.
Get himself in a 1v1 clutch and to tie up the game here against Sentinels.
मेरा मैसेज कौन डिलीट किया पता नहीं.
And a breather. A quick breather.
Chat 1000 लोग देख रहे हैं. सुबह-सुबह लाइक कर दो मेरी जान करो.
But man, the reads they have on each other. I think G2 is going between these rounds where they feel stumped a bit, and then they look like they're in full control. And they're like, "Oh no, last round was a fluke. We're fine here, right?" But it's the fact that
last round 3-5 जीते वो लोग.
At that point, they're
दो एंट्री लेने के बाद हारे.
Everybody's feeling good, and that's just the game we're getting. You cannot read.
Phoenix मार सकता था रे. विफ किया लेकिन. Phoenix अगर मार देता सोवा को उधर ही जीता.
I love the util from Sentinels because Jerwin falls back, gets the relay bolt, stuns some opponents. Jogimo gets killed instantly by Redux. So the teamwork that they have, despite having lesser numbers, still always puts Sentinels in a situation where they can win a fight, win a team fight, and win a round for themselves. It always, again, comes down to the war on 1v1s in this matchup so far.
All right, so earlier we asked Valen for his read.
गेमिंग को Binks रेस बना दिया है तूने. Following
John Cutie making the call.
Tanmay low effort strategy language.
John QT was out. I heard that Jonah was filling for IGL at the game, so I know Jonah. He knows how to call.
Just saying YouTube वाला तुम लोग थोड़ा पीछे हो.
I think they have more trust in the team that they can do it even if a player goes missing. Sometimes that can put a team on a new level when you miss your IGL and someone can step up, do the job, and you come out with the win. You tend to have like a greater respect for your teammate. So I think that was like a good exercise for them to build some cohesion. They're a resilient team, so I have respect for that team, but it's a whole nother beast when you got to play against us. So I don't know. I hope not too good.
Well, they're playing good though, so it's an 11-11.
मेरे को लगा बंदा serious है करके.
Like a banger of a series that we're about to witness today. I mean, it was already good from the start to the end, until now.
Yeah.
But to talk back to what he just mentioned
थोड़ा
here,
deal
in
है.
terms of he's played
क्यों
with
होता है ये
them in the
लेकिन
past,
ऐसा
but he's
दोनों
also
same ही
played
इस पे
against
चल
them in the
रहा
past,
है.
right? You look at the evolution of these
New
two
song
players,
सुना
from
नहीं?
John Cutie and from Valen. John Cutie also coming up from like the days with Kaplan from Ghost Gaming, but then also from M80 trying to qualify into Ascension, playing against the guard as well, where the guard knocked him out and got the Ascension back in 2024. So it was some good stories coming here from both of those IGLs, but you're also seeing today in 2026 how they never really missed a beat in terms of understanding the game and the evolution.
लगता है Binks related नहीं देखता.
Valorant that
Time नहीं
their
मिलता
team
मेरे को.
in a contending spot.
कुछ highlights जब भी आया वो ही देखता हूँ.
All right, and as we come out of that and get ready to get back into the matchup, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Sentinels timeout. And these have been
दूसरी बार.
I mean, is it like a buff? Attack pause.
दूसरी बार.
This will be a second one that leads out of it. I don't know if he gets pumped up out of these. Oh, there he goes. His button's blinking.
सोचो ये टाइम आउट होते ही सामने वाले टीम ने टाइम आउट लिया था.
Think about the game plan again for Sentinels coming out of this one, right? The last round and the last 1v1 that Jonah P just lost here against Leaf is actually a painful loss in terms of the economy for the side of Sentinels. When they had good control, despite this really going back and forth on the second half, Sentinels really always had like a good control of the econ to be able to get an all-out rounds, but also great positioning with our great economy to always have rifle rounds. But this time around, it's going to be a little bit across, a little bit mixed up across the board. Half shields for a lot of the players, but vvvvvvv going into the operator still for this round.
Hydration break की कमी है बस ये लोग में ना actual में.
To focus more onto 4 targets. But yeah, this is a very important round. You're gonna wonder.
लेकिन वो लोग तो ऐसा पीते रह सकते हैं खेलते
for the pit into the B site. And if they do so, does G2 want to react to go for a late hit into B? Because they're again. No, it's a fast split towards
it looks like timing. Trent already fired a dart pretty far over. It just landed in sight. So yeah, beginning of the round idea on this hit. They start to drone a few other sides. That's just going to be a dry peek, I should say, coming out of Leaf. And
Bro, stun बहुत प्यारा दे रहा है बेजरविन.
G2 is still able to find a little bit of space on the other side.
Now it's just a nice little teamwork coming in from both of those players.
Really
both instantly coming out again for Jerwin to stall that slide in from Jogging Mill. But the plan is still there for G2. Op is still out for Baby Bay.
Good fast lane. Gives him a bit of space. Clears that initial line. Baby Bay wanted it. Oh my God, the hat from downtown. A play for Sentinels in the exact spot they need, and they're still going to be pushing through. G2 is trying to hold this in a very weird position, just on the other side of the wall, and it costs them.
Miss किया क्या timing? नहीं. Bro, क्या मारा Redux?
That is not normally what we see from G2, but Sentinels knew exactly what they were doing.
क्या मारा भाई?
Now at map point for Sentinels, look at this. The tag team once again from Jonah P and Jerwin was just beautiful. I was just about to mention there was a way to maybe slow down that round for G2.
Turn perfect था सब अच्छा कर लेते हैं. दोनों टीम्स अच्छा खेल रहे हैं. लेकिन जर्विन ने कितना बार shutdown किया है जागोमो को.
Have been slamming for splits into the A site, always results into good trades and plants. So they decided for that game plan. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out But for this last round of regulation, they still have the operator in the hands of Baby Bay, but big ult as well. And they'll finally go for that B-side slam. And the good news is, Jonah is so far away that he can't support with the Hunter's Fury this time around. That gives a chance for G2 to really get in.
Just a 1 minute and 20 detection there. You think they might just wait till 1 minute to hit again, but Valen still.
और सोवर रोटेट किया ना और वो लोग को मालूम पड़ा बी है तो लग
गया. I don't know if they want to commit and leave him.
कि ये डबल मॉली क्रॉसफायर के साथ 100 अल्ट वो लोग कुछ नहीं कर
पाएंगे. Clock here with a little bit of noise every so often. See if they can get.
और जितना लेट करेगा उतना ज़्यादा बीटी है बे लोग को.
Oh, and that's what it comes down to, though. The pick from Baby Bay. Ult comes out. He's almost actually getting him, but now this feels like G2 is throwing a lot of things out there and getting nothing in return here. 30 seconds left. John Cutie's got an amazing read on what's going to happen out of elbow, but he makes a little bit of noise, maybe to draw it. Redux getting challenged towards ladder side, and Leaf is going to be able to win the
So GG.
Very players in though. There's 15 seconds left. You have to commit towards the B side. There's the Hunter's Fury.
Okay, Jonah P.
Time
out where it's going to work for him. 4 seconds needed here.
7.
Gonna be able to squeeze into sight. I don't. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
1 second,
babe. Leaf is huge right now. They'll all the way back towards Troll, so they won't use a pit for the post plant, but it's still an element of surprise.
Just delay. Trying to get this round, trying to push it to OT. All the pressure on G2's shoulders as they are fully spread around the map with Valen still the last-ditch effort if they need him. That's safety.
Oh, shit.
KZ across A.
Yeah, he is trying to get himself to safety. He has to stop moving this entire round to do so, and he makes the play between it.
No way!
The triple overall for Leaf. He gets taken down by Jonah P. Shockstar Valen. Now that Kingpin to get it. There's the defuse. They should have enough time. It's not
भाई अच्छा किया था बे 2-2. भाई थोड़ा ही मिस्टेक्स हुआ भाई चैट
Oh, you almost saw the
मजाक भाई मजाक से हटकर ओटी वाला राउंड था भाई. ऑफ शॉट मिस हुआ है, ऑफ शॉट मिस हुआ, बस वो एक ऑफ शॉट भी मारता था ना तो भी भाई खतरनाक क्रॉस फायर था उनके पास. फक भाई क्रेजी खेला हुआ दोनों टीम. सुबह को कौन खेलता है ऐसा?
That's what I feel like. These fights are their own rounds. We have the round itself.
लिफ्ट तो हमारा पॉसिबल था लेकिन शॉटगन मत दिया उसने. पॉसिबल था बे, कोई भी जीत सकता था बे. लेकिन जर्विन गलत शटडाउन किया भाई. बेबी वे को गलत शटडाउन किया. गलत. बिग भाई एक बार बोलो मेरा पेपर अच्छा नहीं जाएगा. क्यों नहीं जाएगा भाई? अच्छा जाएगा. आओ मेरा कमर गया. बात अच्छी सुबह के 2 बजे से कान लग गई मेरी. बाप रे कल बड़ा दिन है भाई. पैकिंग वैकिंग भी करने का, शॉपिंग भी करने का, सब करने का कल. रुको चले क्या?
Want to find your fastest server every time? Express like a pro and optimize your connection in one tap. Express and game without ISP throttle. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. Outplay the world. It's time to Express. Unlock free cosmetics, including Lightning Kicks Buddy and more. Scan to subscribe.
off as well. Baybay's Headhunter ends it.
Redux, even though he's accounted for, he's still finding the damage.
Here with Coach Ewok from Sentinels. Sir, I want you to know the Sentinels fans were on their feet after that map. Incredible work from you. Something we want to know is about the waylay to the Neon. What was the reason for the Neon? Was it something to counter something in G2?
Yeah, I can't share too much about that. But of course, we have German. It's comfortable to play both. So you never know maybe which one's going to come out. For us, certain times it's better for us to play with the Neon. Sometimes it's better with the waylay. So yeah, we can do a bit of both.
So to be clear, anything can happen. It's not a switch. It's just we have a pocket pick now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, best luck on map 2.
Sentinels managed to pick up the win, 13-11. G2 fought back, but it was Sen who managed to pick up Breeze. And you heard Coach Ewok there talking about the waylay.
What do we make him his cards close to his chest, isn't he?
Close
yeah.
to
He doesn't want to reveal anything. But listen, I mean, I have thoughts on it. I think Neon is a fantastic punish to the way that G2 like to anchor on Breeze in general. I think the stun on the fast lane to cut up sights. I think you were seeing it used to fruition with a lot of the split pushes that G2 that Sen were going for. With a lot of fast exits, honestly. Neon is fantastic at that.
Yeah, it's definitely notable that you have a Sentinel stand that's playing with a lot of speed. And part of that is that Neon. Because typically with the waylay, you can get in there, cause some problems, get out. But this one is full commit, fast lane, go, go, go. And it seems to work for Sen.
Yeah, and there's nothing really to worry about, especially when it comes down to the Sentinels on the other side. Sometimes we've seen some of the teams play that Cypher. That would have been maybe a problem with that Neon. But in this case, it was something that they could deal with pretty easily. So Sentinels look really comfortable, not only in some of the executes that they have and some of the dynamics that they had with this competition, but also even going into the individuals and how they wanted to play it out. I think this is something that is just comfortable for Jerwin and for everybody else.
I was really enjoying, I think, just every member of Sentinels taking pauses at the right time to sync up with the other members of their team as well.
Yeah.
They were never really getting ahead of themselves. And I think that Jerwin having to swap his role so heavily in terms of what duelist he's playing, he was doing a fantastic job.
Yes, sir.
The hard entry for his team, but also just stopping, pausing, waiting.
Very
difficult to do. Waiting for his team to sync up and get in the right position, so that if he then took another fight, they would be in position to trade. They'd be in position to follow up off of the back of it, rather than getting ahead of everyone. They were very synced up, very drilled. It showcases, even though it was a 13-11, G2 ended up winning 2 of those pistols. This is actually, if you look at it, go either way, Sentinels, it looks a lot more comfortable of a win for them, even if they just won one of the pistol rounds.
Yeah, for Jerwin too, we were talking about the 16 first kills that he got playing against 100 Thieves. This time around, on this map alone, he got 8. The impact that he's having with his Neon is incredible, and it's something that, again, they can switch up if they want to. They can play the Waylay, they can play something else, but the Neon is just something that is always.
Sen suppress कर सकते हैं, लेकिन G2 actual में जीत सकता था.
Don't matter the agent. Kid's nasty, okay? just give him the
defense refresh हो गया बे दोनों का.
Just let him do his thing, because so far it's looking good for Sentinels. If you're a Sen fan, we know a lot of you are over in the crowd right now. You must be feeling pretty good about yourself, but don't feel too good quite yet, because Lotus is on the horizon, as you can see.
Pistol कौन निकालेगा?
Also going to get defense on this first as well. So interesting to see how this plays out. I don't really think we're going to get.
I think G2 map पे G2 जीतेगा और बाद में split देखेंगे.
But kind of curious to see how Sen approached this.
I think G2.
I think that is the plan.
Pretty phenomenal on Lotus historically. It's always been like a strong map for them. They're quite comfortable to calling on defense. On the attack.
एक बार बोलो मेरी और मेरी जेफ की कभी शादी नहीं हो सकती. क्यों नहीं हो सकती भाई? Obviously होगी.
They were really having issues of getting him into positions to succeed. Yeah. Whether it's him.
Well, I wanted to ask you,
VP चाहिए मेरे को around 4,000 खरीदो.
How are you feeling about Jogmal's position on this team as being that solo duelist?
I've always felt like that G2 put the weight of the world on Jog's shoulders, to be honest, with expectations.
What's up, guys? What's up?
All these other duelists currently have either a secondary duelist that they can play off to ease that pressure, good util combinations. It's not like he's being thrown into the maw and just being expected to do the most.
कहाँ से exclamation mark VP कर?
Most duelists right now playing in America. So that's just a
Nightbot link देगा.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, listen, there's certainly a lot of pressure on Jogamo without a doubt. And there's a lot of pressure on the coach of G2 as well. Here's Josh RT with Liz to give us
break लिया?
ahead of map 2.
चाय लिया सुसु क्या आ गया?
You're the coach of G2 Esports, Josh RT. That's about as close as you can get it, sir. But we are moving to your map pick of Lotus. We've seen you pick it before. We've seen you play it before. Tell me, what has improved on your team from the last Lotus to the Lotus we're going to see today?
I mean, we always make sure there's reps on the map, and we just take care of like different micro maybe some swap ups in macro here and there. But the thing is, we're so deep in Lotus that we can always swap it on the dime and adapt to our opponents. So
Agent
that's why we picked it. I know they have a good Lotus. You know, we saw it, and we just want to play our like comfort map for this one and get it to map 3.
Best of luck in map 2.
W ignore kar diya. मैं क्यों करूँ
Historically, when we have been covering this G2 team, there's a lot of thought that goes into the maps that they pick and how they build out these
ये
series.
क्या है
And
बे
hearing
Frosty?
Josh RT talk about that, Dan, makes a lot of sense. This is, as we
Fly
know,
by?
a good pick for G2. Yes, it is good for SEN, but it has been historically a
मेरे
very
को
good
क्यों नहीं
pick
मिल
for
रहा है
G2.
सब?
So it makes sense that they're leaning into things that will help them get to map 3.
Especially because they're going to be starting on the defense, and I think that is going to be the key when we were talking about Sentinels and a lot of things that were going right for them. It was a lot of John Q.
Sen is done, bro.
That was going to play out on the attack side. That is something that I definitely feel like G2 can
तो मैं
counter
याद हूँ
on
कि
top
भूल
of
गए.
having such a strong game plan like they have on this map.
Yeah, it gives Valen will have that opportunity to be able to call from the defense here. It's going to put that onus on to John to make those
Obviously याद है.
Yeah, and John QT, though, I don't think he's no slouch, to be honest, with his calling. I think he does a pretty phenomenal job of pushing and pulling. Last time they played Lotus on the attack side, John QT was running a
सुबह सुबह उठ के कॉफी और डाइट कोक नहीं रे.
Over towards the A.
डाइट कोक कौन पीता है सुबह सुबह?
Pressure the right places. He is also a fantastic IGL. He is going to be giving Valen.
तेरे में बात तो नॉट करना है अच्छा खेलता.
You know, Josh RT in that interview was talking about Lotus is a comfort pick for us.
जितना खेलेगा उतना और अच्छा खेलेगा मेरे हिसाब से.
And 2-0 potentially here if G2 are not careful. How the Sentinels look to ensure that they're able to secure a sweep here to close out this weekend?
I think it is going to be a little bit more of what we saw last time they played it for Sentinels. What we've seen when it comes to the map control on the attack side. I think that a lot of the 4-1s that they've been playing, something that you were mentioning, Bron, and the way that they're able to rely the information on the other side of the map. I think
something or any other player over him.
Do around John Cutie, and I feel like this is the kind of game that both John Cutie and Valen like to play. The mental games of going around the map trying to figure out what everybody else is until the very end. Because none of them are going
stream
to
up देख लिया.
Yeah, it's a giant chess
नींद
match.
नहीं
And they
आउंदी.
relish in those opportunities. But of course, I think like
क्या हालचाल बड़े हालचाल.
you have to feel somewhat pressured in this moment,
I
right?
think
Because
yeah, they've been trying to act cool and nonchalant about it, but I think that they are a team that are probably feeling a lot of pressure right now because this is, as I said earlier, this is validation for their decisions. They've made their.
Thank you for the heart, मेरी जान कटे रवि भाई.
You know, getting rid of Jonah.
Better player. बहुत सारे players हैं यार.
Roster now.
ऐसा ranking नहीं देता मैं.
And this is the opportunity to prove that, you know, you weren't really in the wrong with that decision making. And you are currently on the precipice of losing this pivotal matchup, losing a match that might even cost you a top 2 spot in your group. That's how important this game is.
Yeah, it's the stakes certainly. And look, and
अबे ये सब बाद में go करो भाई.
You're going to get that one, or sorry, you're fighting for that top 2 spot in this situation, right? These two teams, they're both looking like they're good playoffs bound squads, but there's a little bit of that subtle thing in the background there that's sitting there for both teams, you'd have to imagine. But hey, folks, just want to let you know, in case you're wondering, because, you know, Baby Bay's just kind of twirling in his chair there, we're having a little bit of a delay, you know. It's been, like we said, it's the Odyssey. So we are going to stick with this for a little while longer. But for now, and don't worry, we're going to make sure everything's all good to go. And once we're good to go, we're going to get the game started. Let's have some fun, though, and let's see how Giacomo and Baby Bay know the competition with a little game of roster
क्योंकि किधर भी टेक बंदा तो है नहीं.
Hey.
ये क्या?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Baby Bay. Got Alex here, Giacomo, and we're about to play Roster Mania. We're gonna be asking some yes or no questions, so let's get after it. Wow. Interesting, bro.
Zero upside down? Hope not.
I actually forgot who I have. What? What do you mean you forgot who you have?
Is he a North American player?
Oh my god. He's a NA.
NA player?
Yeah. Does your player have glasses?
Yes.
Nice. Wait, so many people have glasses in the room. I know. Wait a second.
I know.
I'm about to get glasses. What the
You have glasses.
Wait, this was a good question, actually. Hold
you
up.
have glasses.
I know, I do have glasses.
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? मेरे हिसाब से बेबी भाई जीतेगा.
Have you ever played with these?
No.
एक स्लॉट जाता है VCSA का ओपन क्वालिफायर्स के प्लेऑफ में प्लेन्स में जाता है शायद.
I just realized something.
प्लेन्स में आएगा.
Yes, there's a red.
प्लेऑफ में नहीं आता.
Oh, wow. How many you got left? I have 4 options, bro.
10.
I have 4.
I messed up. Okay, is he on a top 2 team in America?
No.
What up?
I already know who it is then. Wait, who's top 2 anymore?
That's
the question.
I don't know. I answered it no.
Actually, I'm keeping this one.
Wait, why is he still up here? Okay. All right. I actually only had 3 guesses though. All right. Is it you?
Yeah.
It's you. No way, bro.
And I have to make a blind guess, right?
Go for it, bro.
Not on top 2 in America. I think you got Oxy.
No, I didn't, bro. Not
What's
top 2 in
that?
America, but like you did get top 2 recently in something in Paris.
Oh, it's in America, not so it's Brock.
Timmy?
Pam,
You got
pam,
Timmy, bro.
pam, 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 pam,
That's
pam.
why when you asked me, is he top 2? I was like,
That was a bad question.
is he top 2? Like, I don't know.
The first
How
question,
can I answer that?
The first question was good, and everything else is grief.
Yeah, bro, you beat yourself. This was Roster Mania with Jogamo and Bebe. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Sweets like a boom, hey, what you reppin', dog? Houston, Texas, dog. I ain't bum, but I'ma be a legend, dog. Ain't no questions or no second guesses, dog. Phone on D&D, I'm not accepting calls. We forever ball, leaving with it all. Whole city out, we going wall to wall. Hey, yeah, drop the confetti. We had to show 'em who ready. Flooded the watch with baguettes. We max it out, we go legendary. Yeah, we taking it straight to the moon. These diamonds just lit up the room. I go celebrate with my dogs. We handing out sweets like a broom. Hey, up, taking off. 247 not taking off. BDS stones ain't breaking off.
Last 4 days down with fever. Wish कर दे जल्दी ठीक हो जा. राकेश भाई जल्दी ठीक हो जाएगा. मेरी जान के उठे. पीपी ले लिया. Thanks भाई. Love you मेरी जान.
Go check the stats, we've been putting up numbers. 100 million, I feel like I'm stunner. They wanna copy the plan, become us. Guess that's just part of the game, you dig.
What's up सुबह उमंग भाई का था.
Now we are popping champagne, you dig. Drop the confetti.
अच्छा गाना है बे.
Flooded the watch with baguettes. We max it out, we go legendary. Yeah, we taking it straight to the moon.
विदिन में आपका फेवरेट प्लेयर कौन है? मेरा 10 से मेरा 4 सेकंड. कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट कर रहे हो? दोनों टीम अच्छा है, कोई भी जीते. थोड़ा सेंस फेवर्ड क्यों इवोक भाई वहाँ पे. टेंस को वापस लाओ. आई थिंक उसने 1 साल का ब्रेक लिया. देखते हैं अगर वापस आता तो. किस पे लगाओ पैसे तुम्हारे अकॉर्डिंग? एक और बार लिख के सेम चीज.
America's Lotus on the card for our next map here for G2 versus Sentinels. A heck of a breeze match, 13-11 for SEN.
3 दिन से 30 नहीं हो रही थी. रेडियन गेम प्ले देखा, एक दिन 30. वाह भाई, मैं तो अच्छा खेला आज.
Coach interview that this is where they can reset and make sure they give Sentinels a hard time.
Yeah, it almost feels like both of these teams just kind of want to follow the script to bring us to the third map of Split, where all series ends with a banger on that map. But this second map of Lotus, yeah, I think it's a comfortable map that Josh RT said, but as also Brent mentioned, it looks to be a comfortable map for Sentinels as well.
Exactly.
All thanks to calling for John Q. This is a perfect map for them to, you know, play very slow in terms of their attack side too, and that's where Sentinels should be starting off on their attack side of Lotus too.
Very reminiscent of John Cutie just crushing with a bulldog over on
कैसे बंग्स भाई सब बढ़िया.
the team when they were playing Lotus. It's like, wait, this guy is just a bulldog god. He is it.
भाई मेरे में ज्यादा एनर्जी बची नहीं है. प्लीज चालू कर दो.
The cipher of that bulldog and also leading the charge for a title at Masters Madrid in 2024. But ever since then, all the key pieces around that champion win they're all gone. They're all in different teams.
Just John Cutie now.
So you had to try to rebuild, go into it, but I think they picked up some really good pieces. I think overall, when you first started into the stage 1 with Jerwin joining in and Caillou unfortunately and Kaplan got dropped after kickoff, people were kind of doubting Jerwin going into, right? He was.
Let's go वापस कौन सी टीम में आना चाहिए? सेन में आएगा मुश्किल तो.
Possibility of the players that could have took his spot. You know, the rumors were maybe Tens joining the roster, and everybody wants to see Tens.
Binks अगर 50 गिफ्टेड दूँ तो एक मैच खेलोगे कि नहीं रैंडम क्यों?
But this time around, Jerwin is fitting quite well. Since again, that's what 5-month hiatus since they've had since stage 1 to be able to get that practice in.
One of the nicest aces to grace the VCT stage so far on that summit game. Crazy stuff already. Just such a comfortable player. We kind of talked about in that first game. That's such a hard jump.
Singapore खेल सकता है.
If you don't know, there is the jump map on the range, everybody. But just
कोई ना नहीं दे रहा मैं मत खेलो मार.
This meta isn't always I need util to make something happen, but really make it happen yourself.
Good morning, Binks. Good morning.
Yeah, so now it's definitely going to be a big test.
कल जी कितना बजे? कल नहीं है कुछ.
For this matchup on Lotus. For Valorant and for John Cutie, what masterclass
ये भी
can you call?
8 तारीख
The
को
look is going to be slightly different as well if the composition don't change.
बिल्कुल वो बिना देखे सेटल्स कर रहा है. आपसे देख के नहीं हो रहा है. वाह. Member chat miss कैसे मित भाई?
Have Jonah P on the fade, whilst for G2 they opted to go for a Sky for their recent matchup.
Oh my God! Jalo कर दो.
For the Rumble control, instead of going for like a Season 8, you're trying to blind players so that it comes down to the guns and not the util to stall the pushes from their opponents here for the side of G2. Sentinels have a composition that allows for to play things a little bit more.
किसके लिए रुके हैं?
Available here from that fade to try to find like the mid-round information as well by clearing the right corners if there's going to be some sort of a C-line push. So
Rest करो. कहाँ
it's a very
से?
safe way to play, but it works to perfection here on how Sentinels approaches this map of Lotus.
And as we get prepared for this game, we do have a new installment of profiles, and this one is about the ick.
In-game ick. I feel like I have a lot of in-game icks.
I would say it was when like someone make a really dumb play. It's the type of play that you should die 100 times, but they end killing it. Like and that's actually what pissed me.
मेरा in-game mix पता है क्या है? What?
My duelist, no com lurks.
What?
Playing ranked. Sometimes in scrims as well. Depends on the day. People that are just very selfish. You know, like they never jump for someone, they never peek for someone. They're always
Love you something by मेरी जान.
Live really hard, and it's like at the end of the day, like you're gonna have to shoot them too. So like you might as well just peek them.
Eu acho que meu
How to stop overthinking and doubling everything.
eu vejo alguém lutando de neon.
गाने वाने सुनो, Netflix देखो, series देखो, सोचना बंद करो.
Quanto melhor o jogador for, mais difícil é de matar. Então a neon no Valorant me deixa louco.
My in-game ick is when someone is clutching with low time and they just walk so slow, they clear every corner, and they think they have time to take a bite of their food and just take a detour. Bro, play the clutch. You got low time.
When people buy too much and then like the next round they don't either have util or they buy like a guardian or something, I think that's a big ick. Like money management is a big ick to me.
Una de las cosas que me da
Sadak bhai bolte
dentro del juego es cuando no ayudas a un compañero que claramente podías ayudar y sos muy egoísta. Creo que eso es lo que más me da como asquito.
Oh, it's the no-comers in my ranked game that just type
ये भी मेरे भाई.
straight nonsense all game. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, just play the game, bro. Like, you're not that good. Just put the fries in the bag.
All right, folks, so as you can tell, still a little bit delayed here, so we're making sure that everything's all good to go. And once we're all situated, we will jump into the action. Words are hard, and like I said before, this has been a journey. So, that being said, let's go ahead and continue to talk about what we saw and what we are hoping to see from G2 in this series here, because they're down now. The onus is on them, Dan, to have to pick this one up. We heard Josh RT say this map is great for them. They're going to be leaning on some of their core fundamentals in order to drag them to that third map.
Well, yeah, and we were looking at some of the numbers here as well when it came down to the post plans, especially on some of the things that were going right and wrong for them. And when you look at their match against Crew,
Nah. Nah. Cannot ladle. ये टूर्नामेंट कभी चालू होगा पता नहीं है 15 मिनट से रुक गई है बस इतना बड़ा वायर लेके वो पीछे खड़ा है
G2 are, you know, when you hand them the world in terms of
उसने का चालू कर दिया
Cloud9 against Crew, those things, they've had an easy test so far, but now it's their biggest test yet. Backs against the wall, they're already down one map, and it's potentially one of the most important series they'll play in Stage 2.
Well, good news, folks. Just got word the game is good to go. So let's go ahead and get map 2 underway. Send it back to your casters. Here's Rip and Van Silly.
We are about to get back into the action. We saw the players there doing a little.
Good morning, guys.
On their screens, a smile from Trent.
How do you manage your sleep schedule? तेरे को मेरे को देख के लग रहा है?
And we're good to go.
कि मैं manage करता हूँ?
Right into the agent select, we'll notice here that there's no changes. So back to what we were discussing before, the
normal combat
between the initiators from both the G2 and for Sentinels, and especially with G2 on the defensive side, expect it stays along the same type of style that they played against Crew. That you know, Trent will from time to time try to set up Jogimo for these fast satchels for fights right onto the boulders, onto the rocks.
I feel G2 ज़्यादा लड़ पाएगा ना pop flash करके.
On the lower buys. So when it comes down to again the preparation from Coach.
आप बहुत बड़ी क्यों करते हो? क्योंकि मेरे को अच्छा लगता है मैचेस देखना.
I think a game plan around the first 3 rounds here, from pistol round into anti-eco to bonus, should be.
Welcome back to the stream. Hey!
To have a good start, good confidence to roll on their attack side as well.
One thing that kind of got Sentinels turned about was on the ultimates for Jerwin. Sometimes they had to chase a little too far. They would hit walls with Loud in those situations. So we'll keep an eye if that happens, if they're kind of shored up.
कौन जीतेगा जल्दी बताओ? I think G2 जीतेगा. मैप 3 जाएंगे वो सोते देखेंगे अपन मस्त.
Switching to Neon, so should be right as well.
That is the plan.
Watching G2 as you just spoke about their last Lotus match versus Crew.
Office जाओ या देखो मैच office जाओ. बाद में देखना कल.
Really allowed the site to get a little breathing room, and then
good morning.
The rest of the team, Baby Base Flash, to just crush down and squeeze Crew out of the site, because everybody keeps planting back on that elbow if you're C, or towards that right side tree if you're A. Anywhere you get flashed in B. We'll see what
Prediction
happens.
There's
a lot that can go down here on
HL5 कब होगा इसके बाद होगा रे?
Second map of the series between G2 and Sentinels, and G2 needs this one to keep the series alive.
Going to the map vetoes as well here for G2. To go onto Lotus is also quite nice. We haven't seen too much
good night
on the last matchup against Loud when they won 13-6, and that might be another thing that G2 is in terms of the win cons for the Sentinels attack and defensive side. Speaking about defense, aggro, it's G2 walking out, but first blood, doesn't matter. You'll get a first blood with the Sheriff here for Jerwin.
The frenzy for Jogamo as he pitter pats a little bit of damage on.
Bro, लेकिन कुछ भी दे जिगल करके उधर दिया उसने.
Love pushing mound there. It used to be messing with the door to start the round, and that is read by Sentinels.
This is going to make things a lot easier for Sentinels to get into the A side. Now BBB has no choice but to play this passively, despite him having all the Vice util over on the A side. This is still a lot of numbers to deal with. So he's going to try to hold behind this wall, get some backup from his team. At least to get the answer back here onto John Cutie.
Hopscotch. That trade onto Baby Bay. And they're going to switch this up.
This is nice. Trent was at a good spot here.
Trent with a good blind. Easy escape on that one. He backpedals to add a little bit more aggression here. And this just has to be Sentinels trusting each other that they have the angles to watch. Easy for Cortezia to say. And they just wait for Trent here to make a mistake. Really nice use of the map towards that A side. And then calling, oh my God, no way! That should have been impossible!
Trent in a clutch one more time.
Bro, what?
The amount of times they had clutches on Lotus against Crew. A 3 versus 1 for Sentinels when he called the bingo when the last 2 players end up positioning for G2.
What?
And Trent pulls out magic one more time.
No.
No wonder he re-signed for another 2 years here with G2. Look at those shots.
I feel bad. I had no faith. I was in storyline mode. The man just hit every shot like it was nothing.
Bro, what?
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
I think no matter what team you root for, everybody was just up out of their chair or extreme O-face.
Remember,
right.
this was a 5 versus 3 for Settlers in the pistol round where they shut down G2. They read it perfectly into how G2 wanted to open the pistol.
सुबह 6 बजे?
Dismantled the A site.
That is that was 1,000 joules for Jan
Just
Karde.
read the B and, well, read it correctly. They just lost here too. Such great aim by Trent. But
भाई
this time
क्या
around,
crazy मारा भैया.
force buy that you see from Sentinels. Stingers across the board. And
Air travel जा रहा हूँ मैं जा रहा हूँ.
Spectre buy for G2.
Insane मारा भाई.
Whoop. Up and over. Little concussion for Jerwin as he tries to get into the site. But they should be able to waltz in now that that wall's down.
अभी तक मालूम नहीं पड़ा ना 4 से कितने.
Breathing room that G2 will give and they just flood with the flashes. Nice nade. Offsetting a little bit of this defensive push as Leaf starts off that kill feed in favor of G2. They're taking it slow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Still no plan as Sentinels is trying to work that spike in, and G2 seems no reason to go any harder for this. One flash approach. Left, right clears. The Sentinels doing a good bit of damage here.
बोले थे plan तो बनाया था.
And some armor, but that's
बोले
gonna
थे
be
plan तो बनाया था.
grab round 2.
सिटी स्मोक करके वाटर लड़ने का, लेकिन सिटी से भी तो स्पैम आएगा वाटर लड़ेगा तो.
G2 to just stall the attack for Sentinels plant. You saw that they were themselves are really set up to play within the site with the Stinger buy, setting up an aggressive Viper wall to cut the rotates and to flood back from G2, but that was never needed. Great damage being done by Leaf from the side of
3-0 अब भी
Waterfall.
नहीं, I think 5-0 तक जाएंगे वो लोग
Really
अभी.
shuts down Sentinel's attempt here to have a
क्योंकि अभी और farming round है.
Again, when it comes down to just a scoreboard, so the last rounds being retakes.
कितने दिनों बाद force, I think SEN नहीं कर रहा है अभी force.
Nothing that goes into the storyline.
Third time देखा SEN को force करते हुए.
Quick push from Leaf.
Call आया. Call आया.
The strap, but yes, they have identified Redux.
Call आया. This is double TP आया. Call आया.
Returns nothing. And it's just going to be the orb grab here for the inserts they did have.
Surprised too with the orb getting tapped up when the door is already red. Leaf decided to not break the door and spam through that wall to try to get that pick. I mean, he's only got a Spectre to work with. He had no teammates to help crunch from the other side as well, so they wanted to play it safe and just allow here.
क्या करेंगे और के लिए सी जाएंगे क्या लोग?
2 away into the showstopper. Might try to lean back at least into a plant. Maybe see mount control if the orb wasn't picked up on that side. So one more time. Baby Bay.
Hey बे, कर तो रहे try.
Still great util from Jonah P to clear out the spot.
Got a flash just behind him. Oh, it doesn't hit too many, so he's just in the outright fight now. Tries to use the mound. Very nice.
तो ज़्यादा मारा लेकिन.
To dip and dodge to get 2 out of that situation.
So that's 1 kill or picked up. He could book it.
नहीं अल्ट तो आ जाएगा उसका next round.
On this 1v4 for Jonah P and get a plant. He'll attempt it with 20 seconds left here to move into the C site. Just because the wall's not there.
W. SEN is not sending bio.
It does feel like they've come to life. I mean, they had
पूरा momentum fuck हो गया रहेगा वो लोग का.
Trent's clutch on this one. They just got to be feeling.
Same चीज बोला बे. Same चीज.
Pay attention to that operator. It's not in the hands of Jerwin here. It's going to be on John Cutie. And respectable because he tries to play that like a chamber. Bring it out towards the A-line, get a pick, get the wall up, try to fall back. This might be something, though, that G2 could be ready for. Remember, when it comes down to bonus rounds, quote-unquote, here for G2, because they won 3 rounds in a row, they could be fairly aggro behind.
लेकिन I think G2 का अच्छा read है.
Both Trent and Jogamo.
और वो fast गया तो भी लग गए. Post plant में भी लग गए.
This is exactly where you got to kill last round. On that front side B. Pistol round-esque strat here from G2 as they pressure mound once again. A little bit more force as Jogamo is up on the angle. So a huge read from G2. Pretty much already on the round. they can flex already over towards B and lean towards A.
I love that. Just the prowler that you
Bro,
have.
ready था, ready था.
So the call for Jonah
वहाँ से एंगल देखने के लिए गया वो.
Overpeak yet.
डायरेक्ट स्विंग नहीं लिया.
All the way back towards spawn to maybe try to win a duel against.
भाई है.
But they both give up space. A little bit of pop damage being done here through smokes from the staircase. That's going to hurt a bit. But Jerwin has moved all the way back towards the A site to now activate the showstopper. They'll finish towards the B site.
See that vice wall here, the utility. Just going to basically hatch that showstopper on Trent as Jonah P gets the kill. Jogamo is going to try to wreak havoc from behind and make it feel weird to be in sight. He's going to be fully down. G2 is just waiting for the right moment to get back in. A nice job by Sentinels.
ये तो retake होने से रहा है.
It's going to be hard to identify all of their positions, and Baby Bay achieves one of them. It doesn't look like he's going to have too many options here to get out of this.
पड़ा.
Dropped 31 last time around against Crew, but he won't pick up the numbers here.
Good night.
And save his weapon, and everything that worked. Everything that was invested into Sentinels got value, so the operator from John Cutie still watching that B line to cut the rotates from the C line was actually quite nice. And again, that's thanks to all the information that John Cutie and Jerwin are gathering across the map at the beginning.
जा तो सकते देखो G2 का मैप है. वो लोग अटैक प्लस अच्छा है.
That says, okay, I'm not being pushed on that side.
Yeah.
So that's why they fall back. They try to scout towards C. They realize that push from G2. Then they could just activate it to a split on the B side and.
फिर का प्रॉब्लम स्पॉट क्या लेकिन वहाँ से पीक नहीं लिया जबकि वहाँ पे 2 बंदे थे close to the wall. वहाँ पे 2 बंदे थे ऐसा 1 2 3 डबल पीक ये सब कुछ नहीं किया. जर्विन का एंगल ज़्यादा अच्छा था, safer.
It was. John Cutie's going to hold that up. And really able to play B lines and close up to the front side of B there.
3-3 आएगा, I think.
You're not playing against something that's going to slide in your face here. So yeah, they can get that pretty close up to the fight to help everybody and not just have to hold a long angle here.
नहीं 3-3 tough है.
A little more of a feint towards A. And they just don't commit yet. They're expecting G2 to take their mound control again.
Good morning, Bugback. Good morning. आपको जैसे हम लोगों को भी स्लीप साइकिल दे रहा है. अरे मैचेस अच्छे हैं यार.
Speed up here for Sentinels over on the C line after they saw here a paranoia come out. The dog's going to confirm for G2 side that nobody's leading there, but they're still really late to try to assist Baby Bay here.
He just dodges on the Nightfall. They realize sight's clear. A blessing and a curse because Leaf is actually just outside the smoke.
Nice little timing finds as well. As you have just the satchels coming in from one end, the other ones are blocked behind the
Redux ने wall trigger late किया है.
It ends up being perfect.
Oh, that gets everybody. They can make their wins. Cortezia.
My God, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
Sentinels do a bit of spamming here. Caught in the reload. Jogamo takes a perfect timing there. And knows he's going to be playing without the team for this. Ducks his head down, tries to play the micro. Holy moly. Beautiful job there. Cortezia, though, on point with one more. Jeez. Jogmo's got a whole list of things to do in this situation. Not enough bullets to do it. Vansili still just trying to dance around. John Cutie's gonna find that kill.
भाई वो 100% एक को तो मारता था, एक को तो मारता ही था.
And Cortezia playing the 2 versus 2 on
Cortezia
that
sexy खेला.
Reminiscent to how they played it in the past as well.
Cortezia sexy
and the
खेला.
last time that they played on Lotus.
Frank वाले को क्या मारा है देख.
When Cortezia was telling John Cutie, this is a util that I have. This is how I could help you. Look at this timing. When the orb comes down, flash comes out instantly, forces Trent to look away, to dodge that flash, to allow here Cortezia to get the instant pick.
Wait, he's an upper too?
He's a caller, a clutcher, an opper.
And you mentioned that the role he usually plays too is that Viper just on the right side of the map with Sen making things happen on the left side. So they're ready to leave that op, like you said, in a chamber-like position at some point. And John just still receive info and make the calls from afar.
Yeah, it's almost like a look of maybe a little bit like Crew when you have like less as a Cypher or whatnot working, or Viper, sorry, working towards the C side despite him having the wall over on A, but it's the Omen that's lurking around. Yeah. That's what Redux was doing for the past couple of rounds, but it looks different this time around here for Sentinels. It's a lot more slow. They're just trying to prod around that map because they know G2 is going to be on a low buy, so they're trying to see if any trap plays are being set up here by G2.
Yeah, Cortezia usually, whoa, Jonah P trying to calibrate the first few bullets there.
2 spot हो गए लेकिन
still down, so this is all just investigative work that Sentinels is doing before they can confirm where they really want to go.
तो ओमेन का इंसर्ट अच्छा है. ये लोग अभी ए पे दरवाजा खोल के तोड़ दिया ना और सी गए तो ओपी हो जाएगा. 30 seconds बचा सर.
Sentinels are still trying to group towards that side for a last second hit.
Nah.
Thankfully, they still have good util to work with, though. Haun's already up on this side.
Let's see what G2 does when they're anchoring inside the site now and actually put a cap on that one. Jerwin goes down to the showstopper.
Shot!
Ground Sentinels come up with 2 immediately to open the site.
10 seconds.
They'll get a plant down with 10 seconds to refresh the time a little bit.
Yeah, with Jogimo dying. Can't throw the paint shells.
Nice block. Good block.
Yeah, wallbangs are not.
थोड़ा बड़ा.
One on each end here. It's going to be tough for everybody to coordinate
shit.
this, but it is a possibility. Baby starts it off. That means a little bit of noise from Valen. That's huge. That's a very big ultimate. They're trying to get into the corner. It seems like Cortezia was able to save the gun, so maybe he's the one to be the hero in this situation. Shorties are out. Shorties are ready. The shots go through from Baby Bay, though. He is the blender.
Yeah.
The blender for Baby Bay, but a blunder for Sentinels. Because that door was opened up when they were trying to fight towards that C site for the plant. Yet I feel there was a little bit of a miscomm as to where Baby Bay came from. Because Cortezia was a little bit late to look back towards that C site. Or at least the C mount.
Bro, उसको बाहर कैसे आने दिया दरवाजा खोल के?
Activates now. The Steel Garden comes in for the mowdown.
Bro, doesn't miss a beat chewing the gum either. This man is multitasking. His brain off. A thrifty. Coming in for
Caster,
G2,
by the way.
Successful post-plant. Baby Bay on the Vice op. John Cutie on the Viper op.
Love the no man call there from Baby Bay. And that's what we're talking about. The satchel onto route denied by John Cutie.
He can hop too? He can hop too!
Yeah.
Say it ain't so, man.
भाई कुछ भी चल रहा है भाई. कुछ भी चल रहा है भाई.
Okay, that makes G2 think
भाई कुछ भी चल रहा है.
situation. Baby Bay's moving up closer because he wants a chance at it.
क्या चल रहा है भाई?
The op on the side of Sentinels for round 7.
And that's a big pick. With them falling back right now, and also this wall is actually being
दो
placed towards
clutch
B.
क्या था? ये
So it's
क्या
still quite
है?
decent here for G2 to play this 2-1 setup. They're not playing as close because Jonah P is still available. They can still power
Timing
back
वाला
towards
ऑफ
the
शॉट
A line,
मारा है
so
उसने.
they just want to make sure that they can stay as far away as the Prowler utility.
ये गेम कौन सा पता नहीं.
Maybe trap their way back to fight against Sentinels, but the call back from John Cutie, despite being calling it from the grave, is working out. The perfect read to move into the C site to contest against Baby Bay.
Almost finds one there. And he's always looking.
उसको पता है एक लेफ्ट में.
Has that freedom to the team. Lets Baby Bay push in. Wants him to. Because the situations he can start to create are huge.
Oh,
He's
shit.
One here, the door, the fake, but Cortezia almost gets the snap kill. Balin a little bit
आया
quicker
अच्छा था.
there. And quick to the second.
Bro.
Spam shot, getting redux
Bro.
before he even enters the fight.
1v2 with Jerwin here. They didn't even miss the timing.
Oh. A 4K from Baby Bay.
पेरिस ने जाना कल निकल रहा हूँ मैं कल. कल ये टाइम पे.
Another round.
Big rounds. I mean, this scoreline
क्या चल रहा है?
is just unlucky for Sentinels. Because think about it, a 5-2 scoreline. You just talked about 2 quads from round after round, but the pistol round clutch as well from Trent.
Oh, that was disgusting.
So again, when it comes down to the macro and the calling from John Cuno on the attack side, it's to perfection. But the pulse plants, a huge issue for Sentinel so far.
ये राउंड लेकिन वापस उल्लू बना. दरवाजा खोल के उसने पहला पीक लिया भाई. लेकिन वायलिन ने भाई बाकी दो बहुत क्रेजी मारे. बाकी दो बहुत क्रेजी मारे. मेरे गांड गया. लाइक कर बॉयज. गुड मॉर्निंग बॉट बाय.
People getting pre-fired before they swing a box. Oh, these guys are testing each other. And now a timeout for a moment of solace. Just a break. So they can reset the thoughts to come
good night.
stronger as they come out of this.
We also have the display of the LAN experience too for these players. We had a little bit of a LAN special where Leaf was going for that backstab on that C mount.
क्या लग रहा है कौन जीतेगा? G2 ना, ये तो G2 भाई अभी.
in the Riot Games arena, and Cortesia turns around.
ये तो straight up G2 अभी.
But at the end of the day, though, again, the storyline.
यहाँ से comeback नहीं है.
Highlight kills out for so many of these players so far. It's not going to be BBB trailing 31 kills like he did against Crew. It's going to be all of these players so far. Fun in their moments.
I love you. मुझे ऑफिस जा रहा है सेन जीता तो जाऊंगा नहीं तो घर पे आराम वाह
This round a little bit more difficult though because they have sheriffs to work with only half armor across the board. Interesting enough here, it's Leaf that's rifling. So both Vipers opting rather not rifling for the either team. And it works out for the first blood.
पता बोलते.
Slow double peek. One is surely to fall when Leaf is looking down that scope. Jerwin 2 away. And looks like it's going to be a bit of a ruse commitment here if they do decide to keep that far up at C. No.
आराम से Cortesia है.
Reset here. They're going to go back to spawn. G2's got a pretty good read on the round though, so nobody's moving. The util's still set up. Sentinels
हैप्पी जर्नी करना बॉन्जोर करना एफिल टावर का सेक्सी रील्स बना लव इट टू ऐसा ऑफिस मेरे को भी चाहिए कौन सा वाला रे अच्छा काम वाला मेरे को भी चाहिए यार 1.5 साल में एक छुट्टी नहीं लिया 8 बजे असाइनमेंट सबमिशन है और मैं तुझे देख रहा हो जाएगा इजी है
Just bring your numbers in towards the B side, try to get a plant. But Sentinels are trying to move inside A. The Boombot's going to get some info of the push of Jerwin on the top of the staircase.
Yeah, and now he expects another person to be there. Rightfully so. 20 seconds on the clock. The inserts they have aren't finding too much. G2 is just staying so far back, making it hard to be found in their own sights right now. Jonah P is able to enter one. The spike's not even getting planted just yet. That's going to be clean. It'll give Sen a little bit of time here.
Valen
actually is going to have to eat those paint shells. Tries to get a trade-off in time as Trent fighting with Jonah P back and forth. And they're just looking for safety around the outside as they get pushed around here. Jonah P solo and yeah.
यार कुछ तो कर सकता था यार कोई और मर गया यार ज़्यादा फिर अच्छा ट्राई किया भाई कॉर्टेसिया 2 बार फ्री फंड में मारा होता है जब उसके बाजू में कोई बंदा था
But again, good util coming out for that side of G2 to really get into that side. First off, him coming out for the trade. So when you look at the protocols from the timeout from Ewok saying play off each other a little bit better and
10-3
do some good damage onto G2. Some good damage onto G2 in the previous round and get a plant down. Me up now. An opportunity to swing things very aggressively for Sentinels. One pip away from Cortesia with the ult.
Ult बहुत है.
Very quickly.
Ult बहुत है लेकिन वो लोग बहुत retake ult है heavy.
With all the ults available for the side of Sentinels.
Yeah, the Vizalt's really big on this round. I feel like you use yours first, you lose, right? Cortesia can actually get that up this round. We'll see how it plays out. Just a dog over towards
कुछ भी करके उसको ही ढूंढना पड़ेगा जर्विन को.
And that space is going to be taken by G2. It's been Mound, it's been Roots. They've just get a little bit more info and the pit immediately. Wow. So the rest of G2 can start to lean fully over to the left side here and make Sentinels uncomfortable. That means Sentinels is going to have to go. Activates the showstopper, but everybody's hiding behind the curtain, so it doesn't even matter.
Thing is for Sentinels right now is that they might have to use all of their ults in this round just to capitalize on round number 3. So they'll try to get in this side,
फिर भी कर सकते हैं क्या वो लोग?
Waterfall to cover up on that side and maybe towards spawn, so they could play the spam from Mound.
अयो, just jump किया था उसने.
Hit for a second here. Here come the Vice Alts, and there goes Cortesias. So they trade them one after the other. Everybody's got to separate for a moment. Leaf always entering through the door, going to try to cause some trouble. Redux with the classic. Gets a kill as Valen trades that one back out, and the rest of the members really from Sentinels are hiding outside. A really nice spot for John Cutie as he's cooked.
That was a huge paranoia.
The defuse.
They're sticking
defuse, baby, bacon.
Oh my
That's gonna be it.
God.
G2 members are wiped out. And Sentinels can breathe easy.
God,
dude, that was such a nice try, though. You saw it from that mini map. The
bro,
paranoia from
almost
Valen,
हो गया
from the
था.
waterfall hit all 3 players in the front of that C site.
Blind वाइंड सब बराबर गया था, फाइट सब बराबर गया था.
They stuck onto the spike for G2 and he was just inches away of defusing it under Sentinels' nose.
भाई एंटी था.
That kill was
G2 का एंटी था बे.
as well because that backstab could have been everything.
Yep.
And look at that. Just all three of them somehow instantly laying up the scoreboard when VVV almost had that defuse. But remember, like I said, they use a lot of the ultimates just to get that third round here for Sentinels. So things reset now, and G2 are going back into the mount control.
Blind settle करेंगे क्या वापस?
It's a mixed bag of tricks though for G2 in terms of the econ.
Oh, what a flash. Turn around the corner, the Stinger picks up two.
Bro, actual में अच्छा था बे ये.
Double flash peak, that was super nice. Paranoia to a sky flash.
Team flash हो गया लेकिन. Team flash हो गया. लेकिन timing कितना बाप था.
The reason they really don't fail on it is because you can always get out if you realize it won't work that time.
And the fun part about it too is usually when you're getting flash like that, you're just gonna spray, hold mouse one with what's in front of you, hoping to get that person that's spraying towards the front, which is why Jogimo's satchel's on the top of the wall.
दो बार almost diff किया किसको.
So they can at least trade on that. But at the end of the day, it becomes just great shooting from Valen, this time from Baby Bay.
वो सीधा पीक करके ऐसे कैसे लॉन्ग रेंज मारते बे लोग.
Left on the clock and a 4 versus 2. I'm not too sure if you want to try.
Cortez अच्छा खेल रहा है लेकिन. Cortez प्यारा खेल रहा है.
Pretty good with the operator when they're scaling up here.
Such an interesting choice for this. We're honestly still seeing John with an op.
इस सिंगर की ट्रेनिंग कहाँ से करते कोई आइडिया? हाँ ना वो लोग वैंडल जैसे चलता ना.
Nothing really else to choose. Few seconds left. TP's over. Gets that plant down. They just on their side. Nice shot. John Cutie.
वो अल्ट मारा उसके पीछे.
Sentinels could bring it before.
Try तो था.
They've identified another. Paranoia is going to be good.
अल्ट के वेट पे वो पीक करके मार रहा था लेकिन वो हिला नहीं. अच्छा ट्राई था लेकिन.
To be the one to pop out of the woodwork and make something happen, but now it's going to be tough. All of his vision has been closed off.
You know he's not inside that smoke from that boom bot.
One shot left in that mag. Hits it as always. Up into the air. Almost.
उसको भी हेडशॉट दिया. उसको भी हेडशॉट दिया. भाई ये लोग सिर्फ वो कॉम्बो की वजह से जीते.
7th round here in the first half versus Sentinels.
Another one of those lullabies for G2 that is converted into a round on Lotus so far. Looking, displaying a very nice defense. Flash actually hit Jogimo at the same time as well, but it does its job. You got so much util to take down those two players in front of that C-mount. Sentinels had no chance. Unfortunately, no magic. Unfortunately, no luck on the side of Sentinels when they're at a deficit. Unlike the past couple of rounds here for G2 when they're met with adversity. I'm always going to think about that piss round from Trent in that first round.
Yeah.
Rolling back the oh my Trent days.
Honestly, G2 in these moments where you might think they're down in a series, they're the ones you were talking about, find themselves in the regional finals since 2025. They're the team that figures out how to get past.
Good morning, good morning. Like karo boys, like karo jaro YT पे देख रहे.
Map they've seen there. Able to flip Sentinels on their head to start it off.
Timing वाला लेगा या flick मारेगा या क्या करेगा?
Going to hurt G2 in my eyes, their morale, right? We'll hold that thought for a second because I think this wall is going to come down and Jogimo might try to go for a pick.
Everybody scatters. The lights turn on.
दिखा.
50 seconds on the clock as the spike is in
3,
decisive position
2,
right now. Really want to take it. It looks like it's going to be break room into B for the end of the strat.
I think वो लोग को भी मालूम है.
Leaf will be able to delay a little bit, but shouldn't be able to delay everybody.
हाँ?
As soon as they break this,
I think वो लोग को भी मालूम है.
Rotating towards the top spawn.
Opera करके.
Because he has that showstopper to engage on the retake. It's a nice snake bite as well for Leaf to stall towards break room, giving a chance here really for that rotate from Jogimo to happen.
Yeah, they were already in waterfall for G2 here, so the firepower is present to take one member down. Sentinels, Seekers come out, nicely shot over, not going to worry about the teammates as the fight comes first. Jogimo.
Bro, W be.
Someone's close enough. And now what a retake there. Nicely used.
भाई retake तो अच्छे इनके.
Of that just yet coming from G2 to throw it at Sen and just take all that space right back.
At least they save the op into the next round.
ज़्यादा tried कर रहे हैं मेरे हिसाब से.
Value for a bit. But again, to go back to that G2, what the importance of this matchup in my eyes against Sentinels as well. Not only on chance points, but it's also on the confidence and the morale, right? We talk about a team that's always so dominant in the Americas and always falls short going into the internationals. So if this
भाई 3 ब्लॉग आ जाने चाहिए इस बार, खेल खत्म है नहीं तो देखते हैं कैसे ना.
Of being the most dominant team in the Americas as well is just a drop off from the organization of G2 as a team.
दोनों गोट में चल रहे बे, रिडक्स और जर्विन.
By keeping Baby Bay, bringing in Leaf to still be a top dog in the Americas. A TP towards the back of the spawn, and Valen shuts down Redux.
Frag and IGL can't catch him off guard like that.
घुसे जा रहे स्पीड थ्रू विट्रू सबसे.
But it doesn't matter.
He can
still see the target, and that's all that matters for Valen. 12
Comeback होगा नहीं.
on the scoreboard as C is completely left.
3 राउंड ऐसे हारे भी वो लोग.
It's interesting too because usually the old TPs are holding towards
3 राउंड
really pull out the defense all the way towards.
कितना ज्यादा होता है बे? 3 राउंड मतलब 3 राउंड मतलब अभी के स्कोर लाइन के हिसाब से मान के चलो 6-6. उसके ऊपर अगर कुछ हो लोगा एक ही करेगा, अल्ट वाला राउंड रहेगा वो अलग. सेन को जाना चाहिए था या 7-5 या 6-6 ये मैप. पिंकी दी जा रही है, होप है पिंकी दी जा रही है.
Sentinels in this last round of the half. G2 looking to bring this forward to a 9-3.
Talk a little bit about G2's prowess and them being at regionals, and this is.
चलो मत जाओ प्लीज, मैप 3 देख लो भाई, मेरे को बहुत मन है. लेकिन कल मेरे को सारा काम मैंने कल के लिए रखा हुआ है. जाने से लेके शॉपिंग से लेके पैकिंग से लेके बुट कैंप से भी 2 सामान लाना है. बहुत कुछ है, बहुत कुछ है कल. और ये सब मेरे को खत्म करने का है 8 बजे तक, ताकि मैं 9 बजे नॉर्मल स्ट्रीम करूं.
Yeah, I mean they sweated a lot on that pistol round, but I think since then in a double quad kills and going into like
इस बार पिंकी दी को लेके बिना पैरे जा रहे नहीं. अरे हो ये लास्ट टाइम है बिफोर पेरिस नहीं, कल करने वाला नॉर्मल 9:30 वाले टाइम पे करूंगा. वो स्ट्रीम रात तक कंटिन्यू करके फिर 2 घंटे का नैप लेके एयरपोर्ट कल्टी. 9 बजे कहाँ से? रात को. कौन जीतेगा ये मैप? G2 इजी. G2 इजी जीतेगा. 3 राउंड और मोमेंटम भाई बहुत गंदा. ट्रेंट वाला तो होना ही नहीं था, वो तो होना ही नहीं था. बेबी बे वाला बहुत बड़ा ब्लेंडर था कि उसको आने दिया.
Alright, baby, let me be the first to congratulate you.
उसके बाद भी एक राउंड जो चुमटे बना के लेफ्ट राइट करके मारा है.
How old are you?
That is slander. I'm 25 biologically.
Important description there. Let me ask you, will we ever see you at 100, so like 100 for 100?
I mean, that would be insane. That would actually be insane. I'll go for it. I'll try.
I'll hold you to it.
If I can survive to 100, I will try to get 100 kills in Valorant.
I'll survive to 100 and make sure you like get 100 kills. I got you.
Fire.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Best of luck.
सीरीज में 100 किल, सीरीज में 100 किल कर सकता है. मारता तो है वो. स्पॉन्सर्ड है क्या? मेरा ट्रिप स्पॉन्सर्ड है. पंको का मैं पे कर रहा हूँ.
Welcome back to VCT Americas. I'm just setting a date for
G2
100 interview. You should too.
Sorry,
I think.
G2 बंक में जीत कर दे. Good night W stream, of course W chat. Good night. रात को मत करो, वो जाना. फ्लाइट हेक्टिक होता है, पेरिस का डिले पड़ता है. नहीं, यहाँ से दिल्ली है, फिर दिल्ली से पेरिस है. तो दिल्ली से पेरिस जब भी रहेगा 10 घंटा, तब सो जाऊंगा मैं. That is the plan.
Similar look for Sentinels too.
प्लीज 9-3 कर लग जाए. इम्पॉसिबल. कोई और टीम रहता मान लेता. G2 उनका मैप पिक अटैकिंग साइड लोटस Impossible.
Almost crew-like ways.
वो लोग back to back C करेगा ना पांचों तो भी जीतेंगे वो लोग.
One of the best teams that we have in load.
Thank you for the $5 मेरी जान के टोटे.
Wow, here fast rotates through these revolving doors.
Just waiting for the full clear. Jog's got that hop up on lockdown. And they're going in. Full team death ball here. The right clicks are counting. Oh
Blue blind be.
Great damage coming in from the snake bite too that helped clear up
Yeah,
some of those
bada.
kills. Yeah, G2 really didn't even see anything they wanted in the site. They died to Sentinels and can't follow up. So we rotate back
भाई
around.
possible है अभी तो.
Very well, a flawless for Sen.
Well, now Gerwin got that headshot through the wall there onto the satchels in from Jogimo.
Yeah.
Only had one left going into that one, but that became a nice paranoia from Redux as well. To really stop that push. In my eyes, then it's a missed piece of util utilized here by Jogimo. Tried to use it potentially to break razor vines or
Yeah,
something like
ऐसा
that
लगा
on
कि
the ground
Viper
to
already
really try
cross
to
कर
slow
दिया है
his
ना?
bend, which allowed that crossfire to stay clean.
Bro, baby वे मारता तो कुछ crazy होता था.
Just got a nice little flick
Baby
there
वो
onto
मारता वो crazy होता था कुछ. 3-4.
All right. Spike money. Feels good for G2. Maybe able to get some sort of a buy-in here to make it tough. I think 9-3 usually just wait it out. And where's the push going to come from? Playing together like the duo. The Praying Mantis style defense here from G2. Oh, wait a minute.
Not this time.
They make you think for a second.
पूरा ऐसा लगा मेरे को एक और जिंदा है.
Not this time. Sentinels lock it up and they'll grab pistol.
It was night 2 for
Possible है, possible है.
Gas on the side of Leaf to deplete to engage.
Fuck, अगर वो पहला round left right नहीं करते, सेन अभी lead पे रहती बे.
Okay, I take it back. The paint shells did land towards that bend.
Yeah.
VCT event नहीं रहे, VCT हो गया पेरिस का. सिर्फ AWC के लिए.
All we needed was pistol.
All right, let's see it.
It's gonna have to turn into 9 more rounds from all that we needed. All right. Talked about those Bulldogs earlier. Sentinels doesn't really go for any of the heavy buys as they come out of pistol there. No phantoms.
G2 force किधर बे? स्काई को क्यों नहीं दिया? क्या था? कुछ तो बक्सुदी वाला ट्यून बजाया वहाँ पे.
See how Sentinels are just really waiting for anything to happen so far. Finally, they're using Prowlers to clear out that minute mark. Oh, that's a nice flash, though.
Well, still cleared. Even Paranoia, Jerwin plays close enough to make it not matter.
Read flash अच्छा था बे.
And just like that, every time G2 have approached the site and
How they sponsor Bugs by like they send money equivalent to ticket price or they send plane ticket? That's a very deep question.
Smoke. Oh.
But to भूल गया, we are EWC sponsored. We are a partner club. Clubbed?
Makes the
Club.
situation a little awkward, but should be able to clean it up. No worries here. There's a nice push from the door coming out of Jerwin and the rest of the team moving forward.
Clean.
Up that second round after a little bit of runabout.
Paris vlog कब आएगा?
Build up the economy for the last
जाने तो
rounds,
दो.
right? We talked about a 5 versus 2 that only lost one player in the process, and this one a flawless in the second one. So to try to build up the operator for Jerwin potentially here into the next round on the defense. Well, I guess after the bonus round, let's start spinning that right away. Nice little hopscotch there.
कूद के मार रहे बे.
He walks enjoying himself.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's really flustered by the 9-3 scoreline going into the half 2 and all the
नहीं
clutches that
क्योंकि
happened
3
for
round
G2
वो लोग था.
on the first half. But let's see how
सेन
G2
अच्छा तो
attacks
खेला.
their gun round against Sentinel's bonus.
When you leaving tomorrow?
Can we chill? Back up. It's good, hold it. Spamming off you. I can dog. Watch out, C push. Let's hold our gaps. There's 2A at least. Could be distraction play to piece. Just dog with the wall. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ghost! Bo's dead. On top, chill. Tuck. 2 more. Okay. They only. Yo, we should.
भाई अच्छा plan था ना?
I think. Okay. Walk through B wall? Yeah, I think it's a good play. Not peeking me. Could be like on the headshot. He just reprowled A. Dre, you can green light with this if you want.
He's repowering again. 3-2. Keep walking then. Insta wall.
Yeah.
Box is not clear.
They orbed up. It's okay.
Clearing the box.
They're trying to rotate with that. Take break. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Wall. Break. Tuck.
Oh, W है.
Right? It was, yes.
Smoking. Should we punch
careful,
C-Link?
scrim
Should we
plays.
punch C-Link?
Or no, you guys can't.
Flank देखना पड़ेगा.
I have to hold B.
We have good post here.
Watch out scrims. I have
Dre,
front
just
B.
go, yeah. We have re-wrap, okay? Just, you guys can play a little
wall
bit
should
back.
be
I'm playing bull then. So leave me inside.
I got flank. Wall's dead, advice.
Already close flank.
Holding with you.
One more. Beautiful.
बा अच्छा था बे, अच्छा hold किया.
I think he's heaven.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good. Don't
Flashing through the wall.
Does he walk?
He's
on
in.
site.
I'm flicking him. Just chill. Just chill. He doesn't
Guys,
win.
careful, scrim
I'm
through the
reloading.
wall,
Hold.
okay?
He can't win.
Break room side.
हाँ, 4v1.
Yeah.
3v1 possible है, 4v1 possible था.
How do you get there? Hey,
I'll make sure I wall your guys'
ninja.
A.
Make sure no ninja. No, it's okay.
Alright, heard.
तो ना आपका अच्छा रिलेशनशिप है, वेरी टॉक्सिक, दोनों एक दूसरे को पसंद नहीं करते, फिर भी साथ रहना. वाह, इंस्टा के चैनल में चुपचाप बको अपडेट करते रहना. ठीक है.
So from those comms, the green light too, the work towards the A side. So that's another way for them to activate going into the next round. But the comms continue to be very clean for this side of G2. As much as we praise how, you know, on a 2 versus 2 scenario that John Cute and Cortesia, the comms around Sentinels are always really good to share the util that they have.
अच्छा क्या जर्विन ने लेकिन टाइमिंग लेने का डॉग के पीछे.
Out of the calls in the mic ring from Valen is quite nice. Because as they get met up by Jerwin pushing forward for the judge and they say Tuck, nobody's really over committed.
हम उनका व्लॉग देखा, उसने खुद से 4 लाख डाला स्पॉन्सरिंग, बस 8 बिट के लिए शॉपिंग वॉपिंग गेयर वेयर के लिए डाला रहेगा रे. एक्सटेंड भी किया रहेगा ना उसमें. कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा करेगा तो खर्चा लगेगा, और वहाँ पे खाना वाना बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. घूमने का खाना, ट्रैवल सब.
This time because he goes down. Cortesia also picks up the Odin here in round 16. Saw that from him a bit on Summit. We'll see.
PWC Esports tournament है. Yup.
With that operator now to strengthen the A side, who's
Sid react करेगा vlog ना करो, मैं कॉपीराइट दूंगा.
Good rotation by Jerwin. If there's an overcommitment from Leaf into spawn, almost caught him though. As
Jagamo के वजह से मरा वो.
towards the A site. This might be a cancel for G2 to go back towards that B site though. After the paranoia thrown by Redux, and they know the rotate from Jerwin. I don't know if re-hitting's a good idea here.
Sentinels is somewhat rotating back to their positions too. If that was the case, a quick shot, the no score, the quick scope misses. Up and over. There's a little too much to look at there for Jerwin. And Leaf gets the rope kill. A little bit of parkour.
भाई कितना tilting है बे, रोप से जब चढ़ के मारते तो.
About getting that 11th one over on Sen here. John Cutie tries to move in.
Must win है ये तो.
Low regen armor. Doesn't even have any chip utility he could absorb to make it look like it's a good situation or a bad one for him. So it's just going to be the straight up.
Possible 1 or 2.
Yeah, leave into his hands here to try to clutch it. So with that drop, you know he's definitely.
Jagamo low है, लेकिन वाइपर को उसको clean मारना पड़ेगा.
Flank tap. Not yet. Oh, there's a bit of a gap, and he knew it.
Bit of
The timing will allow him to swing, and Leaf is gonna duck right under
Anti
that.
घुमा दिया था almost.
John Cutie falls, and that's 11 for G2 Esports.
अब अल्ट है, फोर्स करेंगे कि नहीं, मेन क्वेश्चन वो है.
In that scenario, just
कि पैसे बचे नहीं है.
for G2, they just had to hit their shots. Jerwin did a nice little opener here, but here, there you go. Redux had him dead to rights. And then the op shot from Jerwin just missed on that second player, which gave so much space for G2 to take and capitalize there on Jerwin as he was forced to reload or switch weapons.
फिर पेरिस के घूमने को कितना लगता है? परेड बहुत ज्यादा. पेरिस बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है.
Ewok will have a chat with the team.
आपका इमोजी आया है चाय का. वाह.
Maybe too much respect to G2 on those rotations. Rotating a little bit, but either doing it all or nothing kind of thing is where they need to be at, because that seemed like an almost wanted to be everyone, and then they second guessed it when Sentinels really took the site.
I think वो लोग एक कंट्रोल लेके पीछे जाएंगे अभी सेन.
Yeah, I think the all or nothing is going to be the discussion.
एक कंट्रोल लेके पीछे जाएंगे और ए रीड के लिए वो लोग रेडी रहेंगे मोस्टली.
I do have to say though that they did
2B2A के साथ
play it aggressive, and they didn't want to disrespect G2, which is why Jerwin was able to completely shut down that C line at first. You see now Sen City and the Riot Games Arena are trying to support the Sentinels team to bring and reel this back.
Ouch.
But if you want to stick to the script, we'll have a banger of a third map if it goes to split.
Split concept by split.
Finish this night.
Split, I think split be G2 favorite, na?
So showstopper in favor of
कभी कहता
right
है
now,
Paris
and
सब
they
कुछ
are
नहीं too
going for
beautiful.
the gamble.
अरे तो ब्यूटी के लिए नहीं जा रहे
This
पेरिस.
time out it's the all in.
काम के लिए जा रहे रे बाबा.
Across the board as well.
Yeah. Jogamo is going to be able to flex his muscles here in sight. To stab out the Prowler. Baby Bay cleans up two on the extremity. And actually brings Jerwin to 20.
अभी ये भी अल्ट ने मार सकता है.
Nothing that Sentinels wanted.
Wow.
Wait, मार सकता है. क्यों नहीं मार
But to
सकता है?
commit that onto Baby Bay is huge because now he's got 20 HP with a regen and they don't have it for the retake.
They get him back into the fight. Maybe that counts enough. Jonah
Trent क्यों नहीं मार रहा है अल्ट?
Trent has to backpedal a little bit, but Jerwin's on the timing there. 10 HP to try to push him to the choke point. It seems like it's just all done here, and G2's going to grab that match point. There it is. Valen takes the shot.
निकाल सकता था बे भाई जर्विन ने दो मारे बे 10 HP पे.
And Baby Bay learned from his mistakes in that previous round, just tucked in a little bit more towards that right
दो
side.
मारे
So he's
बे.
not going to be showing his elbow in case there was some sort of operator or outlaw walking down. Look at how so tucked in he's in front of the quad boxes there on that C line to take 2 picks and to give here a great position for G2 in the post plant. To flip the side as well, to fight against the rotate. They knew it was going to be weak side on a retake for Sentinels. And now we have a 12-9 score line.
लेकिन वो लोग ऐसा क्यों पुश किया बे? 3 बंदे सी है तो बिना कुछ इन्फो के वॉक इन.
Both IGLs trying to lead their teams to victory here. And G2 has just had
जर्विन को फ्री किला है.
Fences every time. Baby Bay again points up to the upper deck with the first kill on the round.
Dude, I never saw him in
yeah
in a POV of Drew, and that was sick.
Trent just on the other side. I mean, even under casting in casting utility, he still has time to get the kill there. It just seems like they're catching Sentinels in the process of everything.
Oh, Jonah P still survives though.
अच्छा ब्लाइंड दिया था यार.
Jump in there.
So Seekers and Dog
अच्छा ब्लाइंड दिया था.
Jonah P and John Cuny on top side. Here's a TP towards spawn. Oh, thank God. Valen's not sticking it, but he still gets the information that they're playing passively for Sentinels inside the A site.
Baby Bay just got ult. Everybody's actually staying pretty far outside, so they should be able to dodge that, keep the arsenal alive if it's used here. I mean, it has to be, right?
Nah, the one in tree is going to get fully hit by that one too, but instead, G2 wants to play the contact.
Oh my God, fail.
30 seconds left.
हाँ लोग ready थे babe.
He drops it. Oh! John Cutie picks it up, is going to go ahead and get that Phantom. Waiting for the team, but he's going to be pressured. They're going to try to squeeze him in on this one, but he's not going to be taken down. Here comes the ultimate from Baby Bay.
किसने मारा?
That was Cortesias to pressure the moment. Oh my God.
इसने अल्ट क्यों नहीं मारा
At the
लेकिन?
end of these rounds, and Sen, they're going to read it all and take one for themselves.
That was insane by John Cutie.
अरे ये अल्ट मारा तो लोग कैंसिल करके बी भी जा सकते थे पीछे से.
And to delay enough for Cortesia to move in with him for the high-low to get that final kill.
भाई क्या मारा बे बेबी बे ने दिखा भी नहीं बे.
Play aggressively. They were the ones here for G2 that wanted to disrespect Sentinels here.
Come on, believe in this shit. Come on, why does everyone push you there? I know. I smell so good.
And that's exactly my question as well. You have the steel gun towards the end. You have to get where John Cutie's at. You could plan to play the pulse plant.
Exactly.
But they just wanted to
कुछ भी कर सकते थे. Plant post plant भी कर सकते थे.
Some room to breathe.
Alt करके बी भी जा सकते थे.
Start the comeback in this game.
This round starts loud, but it's just utility. Everybody's still milling about the map, mostly for G2 to look for that second hit right away here. In just about 30 seconds into the round at sea.
They ping. They know exactly where the flashes are being set up here by Cortesia, who hasn't really set up and changed his util.
Shot him in the big toe. Enough for him to get a kill as they trade through. Remember, this is a bit of a lower buy for G2.
तेरे को रीड आते हैं क्या है बे? साला प्रीफायर का है वो.
2 times that they had
ऐसे ऑफ एंगल पे.
on this map. They convert it into a W. Now they have a pulse plant. Thankfully, though, for Sentinels, the Nightfall would be huge for Jonah P. He'll scale back with the rest of their team from the top spawn.
Kill here fast enough for John Q.
जर्विन को ही कुछ करने का लेकिन फेडल पे.
Last one's entering into the fight. The Nightfall goes through. Jogamo's just on the outside towards elbow. He's going to be able to deny anything on that. John Cutie gets his all money necessary as they start to move in. Jonah P. The door game. Jerwin's trying to play it. Come in at the right time. What a clean up on Trent.
Shot bay. Bro, shot bay.
On that one. Knowing they can
अभी
push
क्या है
in with
जॉन क्यूटी
confidence,
का
the
अल्ट है
low
जॉन
by
क्यूटी अल्ट
G2
मार
was
सकता है
all
सी
they
पे
needed.
So
मोस्टली
we talk about continuing the ult cycles. Jonah P
और दो
using
भी
it.
दो एक खेल सकता है
It doesn't hit too
राउंड
many
बाय
people,
राउंड
but it
पॉसिबल
does
है बे
give enough
चैट
information that players are playing outside of the C site. So to open that
Huh?
door for Jerwin to take control and also just dominate that 1v1 against Trent.
क्लीन शॉट
With those
क्लीन
kills and a
शॉट्स
retake, another ult is available for Sentinels. That's a pit available for John Cutie. Gonna instantly set it up here towards the C line and
If मारेगा कि नहीं?
Jerwin. Maybe to start. That might be the first thing. If he doesn't see any pressure coming on that side, he might save the pit for a later round if you're able to survive this round here.
They push Jerwin off the line. He still wants it though.
अरे यार वो लोग रेडी थे
So quick with it. This series, especially on Lotus. We said he's leading the team right now on that scoreboard, and the confidence is bringing everyone with him.
भाई एक और चीज कर सकते थे वो लोग पिट करते ही रेस बाहर निकलेगा मारने का ट्राई करेगा नहीं है तो सैचल मार के निकल जाएगा
Have Razor Vines to support from Cortezia and a Snake Bite still available as well. So G2 realizing here that they can't really move into the wall. With the insert from Valen, he hears it from his point of view, but it's going to force now G2 to pivot elsewhere across the map.
This is, except for Jogamo, this is one of those low buy armors for G2 now, as the teams are just sorting their economy back and forth to keep the best buys for themselves here.
लिफ्ट मारा
And that's a clear, great combo. They'll back off.
The
See
smoke
पे था
throwing
इन्हें
towards
इसके
that staircase, though. They know here for Sentinels that it's
Impossible है
back towards at least C.
All right.
पूरा देखने वाला सुन जाऊंगा नहीं लास्ट
We were
मैप
talking
लास्ट मैप
about John Cutie was able to grab last round. Is almost
11
forced
बजे
out of it
उठना है मेरे को
immediately,
कल
but he's got Cortezia just on his left now. As John starts off, and there's a 1 and a 2.
W
Incredible these two together.
ब्रो
How much
अभी
they
अभी
energize
कोटिजिया का अल्ट
the
आएगा
site retake and make it happen like it was no problem.
अभी कोटिजिया का अल्ट आएगा
Remember, Chad, this was also another 12-5 scoreline. Sentinels are finding life here to fight back on the defensive side. And the interesting thing right now is 3 rounds are strung in a row by
तो गहरे
Sentinels.
लाडले
G2 still has 2 timeouts to work with. But Josh RT doesn't want to call any single one because he doesn't want to give a chance here for Ewok to chat to his team. Remember the first map that was 2 rounds converted from the timeouts from the side of Sentinels, and you don't really want to give him a chance to come back.
फाइट करेंगे
Yeah, he does have a good success rate
है क्या बे
coming out of those timeouts for the Sentinels. It's a great point that Josh would just allow Valen and the team to flow through this. It's one more round. There's nothing you can really tell them to make that happen. It's just got to be the shots. Jerwin's a little bit lower here. Another low buy for G2. Should have weapons for the next one. Sentinels are seeing what they can source out.
ब्रो ए फाइट के लिए रेडी है बे पॉप फ्लैश है कुछ भी नहीं है
For G2, they wait patiently.
ओमेन ब्लाइंड देगा तो कुछ क्रेजी हो जाएगा
Yep.
Prowler missed, but yet somehow Redox still gets that kill on Talif.
They're really reading each other right here. They're just waiting to see who will make the trade first. Sentinels coming up.
बीमिनो वाले तो सभी मर गए
2v4 now is G2 has
अब
to
टाइम
work their
आउट
way
आएगा या नहीं
pressure to do so. The TP, Valen's got a bit of a sneaky play
क्योंकि
here.
अब क्रेजी राउंड है
John Cutie a
ये
bit
लोग के पास
quicker
3
on the
अल्ट है
trigger.
वो लोग के पास
Keep
मेन
Sentinels
रिटेक अल्ट है
in it 12-9.
And now
और मोस्ट लाइकली ये लोग सी करने वाले हैं
G2
सी खेल के पोस्ट प्लांट खेलने वाले
converted once they
G2
take the attack side as well, and you're starting to see the confidence coming out from Sentinels. And what was lacking from their attack side of not playing together.
भाई फास्ट वो भी कर सकता है ना रे वो लोग का चेंबर तो है नहीं फास्ट बी अल्ट भी कर सकता है जोकोमो
defense for Sentinels as well. Now converting 4 rounds in a row. Ult available for Cortezia with the Outlaw, and he's holding that solo towards the A site. That gives confidence here for Sentinels to focus more of their resources to fight onto the C mound, where G2 is currently starting.
I was gonna say, do they push? It feels like they've had such an advantage, just almost being a nuisance, but not fully revealing themselves here.
फाइट करने वाले पे
It seems like they definitely sniffed out John Cutie.
बट पे लाइक करके आ जाना कोई भी हो चीका है.
G2 is currently playing towards Mound, but really the only thing that they have is a paranoia to stall that. But you can't really throw that paranoia because it would hit John Cutie at the same time.
कोई है ही नहीं वो स्मोक देखने. लॉल.
Nice little sliver peek out from John Cutie and also from Cortesia.
Oh dear.
GG.
In a flawless moving Sentinels up to double digits as well.
एक दूसरे के साथ भी खेला, मारा भी, दो इसने दो उसने.
You might have to.
GG.
You might have to. The operator, as you said, the Odin being out, puts Sentinels back in their full defense.
भाई मेरे को लगा ये लोग फास्ट करेंगे इतना अल्ट से भाई.
When they'll peak and what makes them peak, and really it's their own terms on that one. Hit the button.
लग गए बॉयज, लग गए बॉयज. G2 wins 13-11. अभी तो इको है वो लोग.
Also smashes it with anger. Very disappointing on
अभी तो इजी राउंड होना चाहिए सेन के लिए.
And I feel like that pivotal moment it was when we were trying to fight John Cutie inside that pit. Instead of playing into the protocols that G2 is always so good at, to get the plant down, utilize the ult to their advantages, play off the swipe,
वाइटी मेंबर्स किक मेरे को बेनिफिट किक करता है. तुम लोगों को करेगा वाइटी.
String of rounds on a defense. And when you're looking at the timeout too, the economy is still very abundant versus what's left for G2.
तुम लोगों को माइलस्टोन टेक्स्ट मिलता है और कभी मेंबर्स ओनली स्ट्रीम होगा वो मिलता है. व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप मिलता है.
Let's think about that timeout, what they have here. For me, it looks like a very quick explosion. A paper rig style where you just flash towards that front of the B site, double saturate, get that space, and play inside the site with the stingers.
यही मैं बोला था लास्ट राउंड कर दे.
City and the fans right now don't want it to happen. They want to see Sentinels push this into overtime. Go Valorant.
Very likely.
वो ऑडियंस मस्त है.
A top 2 spot on the line through this series, and Sentinels is making a run for it to make sure G2 doesn't have a say there. Right towards
fuck, दरवाजा भी बंद है.
It's going to be actually hard to take this back from the Stingers.
ये क्या स्पीड था?
And the fact that they were able to get into there without using a showstopper is huge. Now they have big ults to use into the pulse plan. It's going to be so many ults on this 5 versus 5 retake.
लेकिन ये अल्ट पता नहीं मेरे को इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा.
It's going to hit everybody except for Leaf. I'm sorry, except for Baby Bay on the outside. They start to go in. The kills coming through fast for G2, but Jerwin, a cause for pause there as Sentinels get a scratch back. Are they moving too slow is the question. No, there's 3 more from Sen. Leaf is that one alive inside the pit. This is going to be incredibly big for Redox.
My God, bro. Patta clutch man.
G2 take Lotus.
1v1 तक आया. वो भी 2 एंट्री मारने के बाद 1v1 तक आया. 2 एंट्री मारने के बाद मेरे को इतना अच्छा तो लगा था वो अल्टी. ये सब जगह से ओपन था, लोग आराम से स्पैम कर सकते थे. जॉगम अल्टी भारी पड़ा. फक मस्त था. मजा. यही मेरे को लगा पहले राउंड करेंगे बे, क्योंकि वो लोग चेन वाला अल्ट था. वो लोग फास्ट, ये तो उससे पोस्ट प्लांट अल्ट कर दिया है, लेकिन फास्ट करेगा कोई भी बी पे रहेगा वो मरा. रिटेक खेला तो भी वाइपर अल्ट के साथ नहीं होता था रिटेक. चलो करो थर्ड मैच. कर रहा हूँ मोबाइल पे देख के पकड़ के सो के कर रहा हूँ. आत्मा गई है, सुबह से उठा पड़ा हूँ. मिलेंगे अभी आई थिंक कल. होपफुली मैं 8 बजे तक मैं सारा काम खत्म करूं और फिर 1 घंटे का नैप लूं और मैं 9 बजे आ जाऊं. दिस इज द प्लान. ठीक है, 9 से अपन 1 बजे तक करेंगे, फिर वापस नैप लूंगा, फिर फ्लाइट पकड़ूंगा. ठीक है, तो मिलते हैं कल रात को जब भी मैं स्ट्रीम करूं. वो लास्ट स्ट्रीम होने वाला है. चलो bye chat, bye adios, steady babe, adios, take care, see ya, bye everybody, bye see ya, bye.
I find you a star. We could be in love, lighting up the dark. But there's nothing I can do. I can never get to you.